to Dice Breaker for Spooky Month! Today we are joined by a very special guest, Zach from Soul Mapper.
Hey everybody.
We are going to be playing Best Left Buried, a fantasy horror RPG, which Zach will be able to tell you a lot more detail about, but we are very excited to play. And if you want to follow along the adventure that we're playing at home, you can check the pinned comment, you can check the description, and you can grab that for free to pick up so you can follow along, see all the horrible spooks that you have planned for us, see how likely we are to die. And who's this?
Hello,
special guest.
Hi, am I a special guest?
Yeah, you're special because you weren't here when we started.
No, I wasn't. Yeah, it's true. I came in
appearing from the depths of the dungeon is Liv.
Hi, it's me. Hi, I'm Liv. This is Maddie. We got Zach. What a great team, gang. It's
yes.
great. Very exciting.
We were going to have an Alex meeting, so if you saw a thumbnail with her on, you're confused why she's not here. She's not feeling very well, so I'm sorry to say she's not with us. Yeah. But we're here, ready to get spooked.
I love that you would have seen like a combination of, of every single one of us. Because some of us were doing it and then some of us weren't, and then it doesn't matter. Okay,
there's 3 different thumbnail versions, so you've seen like which secret thumbnail you've seen.
Yeah.
But this is who's playing. This is
what's
here.
happening.
And Zach, why don't you save us from this thing and tell us a little bit more about Best Left Buried and yourself.
Hey everybody. My name's Zach. I go by Jelly Muppet on the internet. I am the writer of Best Left Buried and the kind of person of Soul Muppet Publishing, creator. We're playing Best Left Buried today, which is a fantasy horror dungeon crawling game. You guys are playing what we call Crypt Diggers, who are professional dungeon divers. I'm going to set you guys up outside a dungeon. I'm going to throw you at it, and we're going to see what you're able to find inside it.
I'm very excited.
We are exploring today a hobbit hole that is mysteriously abandoned. The small folk have they used to be like a wine exporting part of the world, but the halflings can't be seen anymore, and so we're going in to make sure that nobody's murdered them all.
Probably good news for us.
What could go wrong?
What can go wrong? I mean, it's abandoned, we're going in, just delving in deep, uninvited. It's probably good, it's probably going to go well. I feel positive.
I personally see no bad things.
I don't know why I've got a character sheet. I'm not going to give you any stats. This is wild.
Okay, so Best Left Buried is, like I said, fantasy horror dungeon crawling. So it's kind of looking at how awful dungeoneering would be if you tried to do it in real life.
Yeah.
You know, dungeons are cold, they are underground, they are claustrophobic.
Yeah.
You can see little monster eyes glinting at you from the distance. So it's going to be, this one's kind of a fun and spooky, more comedic Halloween entry, rather than like serious murder slasher horror that is an option available for the system. We're going to go from that. So I'm going to just do a quick run through of all the rules so that these guys and everybody watching at home is capable of understanding what's going on.
I love that.
Yeah, we'll be very helpful.
Best Left Buried has 3 stats that you will be rolling checks against and using for any ways you interact with the game. You have your brawn, which is how strong you are and how tough you are. Your wit, which is how smart and agile you are. And then your will, which is the strength of your inner character, and also your ability to use magic.
Yeah.
You're going to be rolling stat checks against those by generally rolling 2 dice, adding your stat, which is between normally 0 and 2, but it can be bigger for like really big or really small characters and monsters. And you're trying to get 9, so there's a reasonable chance of it happening, but you want to avoid taking those checks if possible, because if you fail them, bad things are usually going to happen to you. The game also has what we call the upper hand and against the odds, which are essentially advantage and disadvantage. If you roll with the upper hand, you're going to be rolling 3 dice instead of your 2d6, and then getting rid of the lower one. Whereas if you're rolling against the odds, it's the same thing backwards. Roll 3, get rid of the upper one. If you're in a situation that's more difficult, the target number's not going to change. I'm going to say you're rolling against the odds or with the upper hand. And also, any tactics you apply to the situation are going to make those things worse or better. So if you're trying to open a big stone door with your hands, you're going to be screwed. If you've got a pickaxe, you'll be rolling with the upper hand, right? So that'll be helpful.
Pickaxe was set.
There's 2 ways you can die in this game. The first is that you've got your vigor, which is your hit points, the red stuff. That's going to get lost when you get attacked by monsters or traps go about, or if you get like, you know, diseased or poisoned or something. I'm sure that won't happen. You'll be absolutely fine. And then the other one is called your grip. Grip is what I like to affectionately call the spooky stat. It is a mixture of your stamina, mana, and kind of sanity, if you will.
Okay.
You're going to lose that because of things that happen as we play. So if you see a really scary monster that's going to spook you out, you'll have to roll a check. And if you fail, you will lose some of your grip, right? You can also spend it on spells. So your big thing where you shoot loads of lightning at people, that's going to use a bunch of it. And the other way to spend it is by re-rolling dice. So if you roll a check and you fail it and you go, oh, actually, I don't want to fail this, I really need to knock this door down, you can spend 1 point of grip to re-roll one of those dice. And each dice you want to re-roll is an extra grip.
Cool.
I'll try to give you some advice about that, depending on how you're doing, because you guys are new to the game. Just keep it nice and simple. If you run out of grip, you are also removed from the game because you've, run off into the dungeon to join the monsters, or had a heart attack, or just decided to flee back to civilization.
Checks out.
So you want to avoid running out of grip.
Okay.
It doesn't come back when you rest. The only way to get it back is by accepting what we call afflictions. So you guys will be basically pick it like either rolling or choosing from a list. I've got one of the books in front of me so we can work that if we get to it. Some way that your character is going to be changed by the dungeons. They might be, for example, scared of rats, or unwilling to crawl into small spaces, or wanting to set everything on fire. And that would be something you'd have to role play for the rest of the session.
Oh, that's fun.
So if there's a fight, we'll be rolling some dice to see how they work. We'll leave that explanation till we get there. But because we're kind of playing an old school game, you want to avoid fighting things on level footing wherever possible. So set up traps, be sneaky, set them on fire, smoke them out, knock the ceilings down, whatever you can do to avoid any concept of a fair fight, basically.
Okay, cool.
So you guys have made some characters.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a bit about the people you're playing?
We will. How are we sounding?
We are sounding a little bit echoey.
Oh, okay.
Even though we checked it before the stream.
Yeah, we're sorry. We're just bear with us. We're just trying to sort the sound out and make sure it sounds okay.
And if you want to go ahead and introduce
I
your
will go ahead and introduce my character. My character is Wold. W-O-L-D. She has long grey hair that is wet, kind of plastered down her face. She has a long grey dress on with some like little seaweed accessories that she's made for herself. And that is where she's at. She is not the strongest looking lady, but she's got some strong. I don't really want to describe that I've got this, but I'll just tell you my stats so you can see that we live and done the fun balance thing. I've got a 1 in brawn, I've got 0 in wit, so don't expect me to know what's going on or dash around anywhere, but I have got +2 in will, so I can cast a very fun little spell that I have, although I have realised I'm using up grip. So I'm just gonna I'm willingly taking down my sanity to do cool things, but that might end up badly, but that's okay. That's fine.
So if you were like leaning to
Okay,
Mike a little
gotcha.
bit closer with
I can do that, that's no problem. I'm going to leave it closer so I don't have to think about leaning.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It's
pull
like
up as much as
it's
you
like
want.
we're actually in a dungeon.
Oh,
echoey
is
it
that,
is.
we actually did that on purpose.
Yes,
So,
so-
be happy about that.
So
It's also really wet and cold in here as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's dripping in here. We set up some water above, so we didn't do that. It's fine. There's camera equipment. That's bad. Don't try that at home. Don't put water in your studio.
that sounds like okay-ish to me now. Let me know,
Yes.
guys. All right,
Yeah,
I'm
let
gonna
us
be
know.
playing a character too, not just running around trying to figure out what's going on.
Thank you.
Not a problem. I am Brunhilde. Brunhilde is a strong woman. She is very brawny. She's got a little bit of will going on. Maybe I should have given her more wit, but I just thought that meant she was smarter. No? No, okay, good.
It's all good.
She's strong, she's got a fair bit of grip. She's fully decked out in plate armor and shields and whatever, so she's pretty sturdy. Have you just spoken about your advancements and stuff?
I haven't. I mentioned I've got a spell.
Okay.
But we can talk about that.
Okay, sure. I've just basically, people have disadvantage to hit me in close-up combat, which is very good. It's called My Shining Armor Gleams. Because
gleaming.
I'm gleaming, my armor.
Shiny.
She's so shiny. Yeah, she mainly dabbles with long weapons and heavy weapons. So
I love that.
she's strong, she's buff, and yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh, my thing that I did mention is I have Fire and Lightning Strange, which means I can do a weird little spell, call forth an element, which is mine. Surprise, surprise, water. hence all of my water themed things, because I'm very creative.
You're
so that's what I can do.
super creative.
I know.
That's wow.
I also have a long weapon. I thought we picked different, but for some reason both ends up with long. We're like leaning back, pointing at stuff. You're a little bit better than me.
I've got both a long weapon and a heavy weapon, so like while you're a bit further
nice.
back, I can get in there
can
and do
tag
the
team
things.
it.
Exactly.
Sweet, yeah, I can like poke. I've also got something to throw, but there's kind of more close combat.
Yeah.
That's what we're working with.
What's going on? Right. I guess. Are we?
We're sounding good.
We're sounding okay. Let me just
Go into the dungeon. Dip in.
Yeah, let's dip in.
Dip and dive into the dungeon.
Dip in while your girl is still
So-
looking.
We're playing the Plumwine Estate. So the setup for this is that. So you guys are professional adventurers, right? You are in what is called a crypt digging company, which means there's about probably 50, 60 adventurers who are all sort of banded together on a central payroll. You've got camp followers that cook and clean for you. It's a whole professional enterprise, which would be really good if it weren't for all of the problems with worker safety that happen from sending people into dungeons.
Yeah, I imagine our insurance is out of the roof.
To be honest, I don't think they pay for it. To be honest,
Yeah, that's fine,
the great banks of Kalmin that fund your colonialist expeditions to plunder ruins are probably not too worried about whether you want to get out
That's
or not.
fair.
So I think that there's probably about 7 of you in your little company, but we will split into little groups and go off in different parts. And basically, as long as you guys stay on the plantation,
Cool.
I'm going to be able to just pick whichever direction you like.
Okay.
Sounds good. So, I reckon it is a warm and pleasant morning in the Duchy of Roche, where this adventure is set, and there is a cart with 6 adventurers on it, as well as your boss, who is a stern-looking woman called Royce. She's the commander of your little squadron within the unit. And you're rolling up to the gates of this big, basically, vineyard, right? And the wagon stops, sort of, Royce, like, raps on the side of it and tells you all to get out and says, "We're here, lads, come on, let's go." And you kind of all are standing in front of a big, like an entrance. You're on a road, and ahead of you is a huge, just trees and trees and trees with plums on them.
Love that.
So Royce gives you the spiel to get ready. Okay, so this is a lead we got from somebody back in a tavern
Nice.
in the nearby village. This used to be a big plantation, a vineyard where they used to make wine, owned by halfling, small folks, hobbits, whatever you want to call
That's
them.
the good
gnomes.
stuff.
It's been abandoned for a while. Nobody's been sending. They've not been sending carts or selling anything. So let's go in, have a look around, see what we can find, and if they're all dead, then just
Fantastic.
bring anything you find, any treasure back here, chuck it in the back of the cart, go back in.
How much of the wine are we allowed to drink on the job? if it feels.
You don't get paid for it if you don't bring it back. That's the rule.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
That's
So
Surely that can
anything
be
you
part of
find,
the pay.
bring back here. I'm going to wait back here with the wagons, and then she points at you and some of the rest of you. Tells you two to go together. Just go in, have a look, see what you can find, and report back here. You're like, don't get yourselves killed.
Okay.
We don't know this is a big, big dungeon, but these plum wine people, they're really rich. They're making all the money selling wine and stuff. So
All right.
any treasure you find there, bring it back here. And any survivors, make sure you look after them as well, yeah? Because
okay.
obviously they've got family and
Yeah.
they might be
That's
willing
fair.
to pay rewards and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Just
nice. I
see
thought you were
what you
gonna
can manage
say
there.
the survivors get them out. So that's nice.
Well, no, that it's important that we aren't seen actively looting a property
Yes.
with people still living
We're just-
inside it.
We're
So
just checking it out. We're just scouting. And
scouting,
if
yeah.
some gold
So-
happens to fall into my sack, that it just happens to happen.
So I think the house is, and she kind of like looks out across and goes that way, down that road.
Okay.
If you split into a couple of groups, you can either look around in the field, see if there's any like farming equipment or anything, or just head straight to the house. And if you run into any like big trouble you can't deal with, come back here and we can, because they said at town it's full of goblins.
Goblins.
Goblins, yeah.
I love goblins.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Broomhilda?
Brunhilde.
Brunhilde. She's a
Brunhilde
big fan of
notoriously
goblins.
loves goblins.
We've worked together a few times. She's just been waiting for this opportunity. So.
Cannot wait to chat with them about what they're up to.
Well, that's
loves
so. Yeah, we'll get going. Let me know if you need anything, and no slacking. Let's go.
All right. I stretch and all of my bones go.
All right.
I'm old.
So she's told you that the house, the mansion, is going to be like down the road, but
Yeah.
also you can start looking your way through the vineyards, and because basically what's happening here is that there's a brewery and lots of plum trees, and they are turning it into plum wine, which is the name of the family, because all the halfling small folk families are named after their family recipe. So this is the plum wine, and they've got
cute.
some fermenting plan that they
Oh,
use to make all their booze.
I'm desperately excited to try some plum wine.
I love plums. I love wine. This is the best of both worlds.
It's gonna be a good day for you.
It really
Gonna
is.
test them out. We'll start heading in. Are we sounding any better?
We're sounding probably about the same, but I'm messaging
Okay.
Wheels to see what's going on.
I'm so sorry if we're echoing.
As a heads up, we were supposed to have different microphones today, and we've had to do the best with what we've got.
Yeah. Would it help if I just move this one slightly further away from the
Further
other
away,
one?
or
That one?
yeah, let's just scoot it on in a little
Just,
bit.
we'll just bring this a little bit in. Don't mind
Scoot
us.
it on in.
Just bring it in. Bring it all over. Bring it over.
Doing our best.
Swap that over.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can either head straight to the house, or you can look in the fields around. It's if you want to get straight into going into the mansion, or look for clues.
Can we look for clues in the
Yeah.
surrounding area?
That-
or-
yeah,
Yeah,
so
let's have a little look
Yeah.
around. I'll
There's-
fill my pocket with some
okay.
plums.
Okay, well
Pocket
that is
full of
trivially
plums.
easy. There are plums everywhere.
Oh, I'm
It
gorging
is
myself.
late in the summer, and they're starting to fall off the trees, but no one's picking them up.
Oh my
they would be
God.
normally. So
This is
you
a
are
dream.
able to at any point fill your mouth and/or pockets with as many plums as you are willing to
I'm
grab.
adding
So-
plums to my
a treat.
equipment.
That's absolutely acceptable. Okay, I'm gonna roll some things that happen amongst the wine groves.
Okay.
Okay, so
Just picking up plums. Just
Nom, nom,
plum
nom,
juice
nom, nom,
dribbling down my chin. Just
Can
filling.
I put the plums in my treasure area? Because I love
absolutely
plums.
yes.
Right,
that
you
is
use them as a
possible.
treasure. I'm putting my equipment, so I can use them as equipment if it comes up. You know,
Sounds good.
it might come up.
It might come up.
So,
Nice.
as you're kind of pushing your way through the branches and trying to avoid, your boots are already now filled with plum juice because
Oh.
you just have to trample through them. It's thick on the ground. If you try to avoid them, you're not going to be able to get too far and move very fast.
Okay.
So at this point, you're just walking. There's a nice wind. It's warm in the air. You can smell in the distance rotting as well because there's so much fruit on the ground right now.
Oh, I bet there's wasps everywhere.
Yeah, big old fist-sized wasps, probably.
Fist
but-
size?
Fist-sized. They're more scared of you than you are of them. Don't
That's
worry.
what they
You have
always
to remember that,
say.
Brunhilde. They're more scared of you than you are of them. Stop
I'm
running
not
away
scared
from
of
them.
anything. That was Olivia out of character.
I'm pretty sure I just saw you flinch as a wasp flew by.
No, I wouldn't have. I would never. I am
I
fully.
see.
Yes, I'm.
So
That
as
was
you're
just a. It was a
Pushing
spasm.
through the groves, you see a farmhouse, basically like a storage room or something.
Good news.
It's worth having a look at maybe if you want to have a look inside.
Yeah. Beeline
Okay.
to there.
So
Wasp line.
Wasp line.
we're doing because we're kind of playing an old school adventure. I'm assuming that you are moving through things in a safe and checking for traps and making sure no one ambushes you fashion, unless you say,
Ideally.
I am moving very, very quickly.
No, we're like taking it around and like looking
Yeah,
around.
exactly. You're being
looking into
cautious because you've been told there's
trees.
goblins here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's clear there's no... Because the other thing about halflings is that they're really hungry. And they would have eaten all of these plums by now if there were loads
Oh,
of them.
that's not
so
a good sign.
it's a bad sign for the continuing existence of this family.
Okay.
I'm sure it will be fine. What could go
yeah, yeah, of course. Probably fine.
Which one of you's in front, do you reckon?
Probably me. Hi. Probably me.
Let's have Maddie roll the dice while you
Yeah,
do
I'll be in
whatever
front.
camera thing you need to do.
You're
Thank you
busy
very much.
being scared of wasps, and I'm up front. I see a
so
really big, juicy
what we're
plum
going to do
something
here is called an
good.
observation check.
Okay.
And this is to see if you can notice something happening in the environment. So you're going to roll 2 dice here. You're not adding any stat to it because this doesn't relate to any of your stats. You're just trying to hit 9. Let's see how close you
Alright.
get.
Ooh,
That is
that's a 7.
Okay, so what that means is that you've got some, not perfect information, you've heard something. You can hear from inside the shed, like skittering, like the noise of something.
Oh, that's nothing good.
Something that is, I'm sure, going to really freak out Liv when she manages to get.
Oh, I'm
the noises
absolutely
in a couple
fine.
of minutes.
Fine.
Okay.
But there's definitely something moving around in the little shed.
Are there like windows on it, or is it like a shed with just a door?
I mean, there's a door in it. Door is
Yeah.
slightly ajar. There are no windows or anything. They've not glassed it up. It's
Okay.
just what it look. It's probably like a shed for storing like
Yeah.
machinery or maybe barrels of plums in it. You're not
That checks out. That
completely
checks
sure.
out. Okay, I think I'll tell Brumhilda to hang back a minute. Oh yay, Brumhilda is hanging back a minute. And while she's doing that, I'm just going off on my own. I'm gonna like get some of my plums, and I'm gonna like climb up a tree a little bit and like chuck some at the door, like there's a
Okay.
jar, and then just like hunker down the tree.
Interesting decision. I'm a big fan of this. Okay, give me a second. I'm just
And
going
it's
to
like
check.
not just blocking my face.
Check a little thing. I need to grab a.
Ooh.
Rule.
Plum throwing rules.
Yeah, I need to check.
There is a
the best
page
Buried many plum
just on plum rules, so. And that's a lie, don't.
Oh my god, I've done it.
Okay.
You fixed it!
I've done it, gang.
Cool. So, as you are throwing your plums from atop this tree, normally like you might want to do a stat check or something normally, but like hey, you're just trying to throw a thing that is like hand sized towards
Yeah.
a door, which is definitely.
And like if they
doable.
land outside the door, if they hit the door, they hit the wall. I'm just trying to make a
So
little
you
bit
throw
of
a couple of
noise.
these plums, they make a noise, and then you sort of that noise, the skittering you hear, kind of stops, and there's like, and then out from around the door peeks the head of just like a big rat,
Oh!
like a the size of a small dog. It's not like comedically large. But we're talking, it's not a Labrador dog, but like some kind of spaniel or something. But a big rat, and it sticks its out and it looks like and then crawls towards one of the fruit you threw at it, and then just starts eating it. Just eating the plums on the ground. But it is not nice. It looks, it's fat.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing to small rat friend?
It hasn't noticed either of you yet, unless you keep throwing plums at it.
I could throw another plum at it. Just
To what end, dear Wald?
Just to see.
Just to see?
I'll put the plum back in my pocket.
I mean, number one, we love the plums. Do we want to spend them on the rat? Also, oh, it's gone now.
You have a near infinite supply of plums.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Plums
Okay,
is
good.
to
Oh,
be-
don't
Good.
worry about wasting plums. I've filled my pocket. My dress is like sagging down full of plums.
Full of plums.
I
Plums.
like fashioned a belt out of
Up to the rim.
of like string, and I was like tying plums onto it.
That's very, I mean, seems like a waste of plums, but sure.
Jiggle, my plum belt jiggles.
If I were to, my plums don't jiggle. If I were to like roll a little plum towards this rat very gently, like
Befriending it.
maybe befriend the rat.
Okay.
Maybe
We're having this
befriend the
conversation where I'm up a tree and you're at the bottom of the tree, which we must remember.
Oh, good, that. I love that.
Okay. There are no rules in Best Left Buried for making friends with rats. but
Yeah,
I will
that
see...
absolutely makes
no,
sense.
No, that's fine. Let me just give a go. Okay. Yeah, well, what I'm doing is currently rolling on a random reaction chart that I have specifically for rat-sized things, specifically critters, and it has rolled hungry twice in a row. So it's moving to... As you roll the apple towards it, like, bites it, and looks up at you like...
Lead a trail away.
A trail away. Okay, yeah, I
We
will
can go
roll it
inside.
so that the rat follows it and leaves an open path for us to go in.
Into the shed. Okay.
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So you're distracting
The
the
rat
rat
mother.
by you rolling plums in the direction you want it to go.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
And
drop
then
down
you're
from
dropping
the
down
tree.
from the tree like a sneak in. Okay, perfect. So, you managed to get to the shed. You've successfully distracted this rodent. It's now just happily chowing down on some plums.
Excellent. Enjoy, little one.
And whereas you basically sneak up to the door of the shed, you open it up like more ajar than the rat was able to get through, and you are in a little shed. There are a couple of barrels in the corner, probably full of plums. These guys are very inventive. And basically like farming equipment. It looks like there's a couple of rakes and a big rusty pitchfork. And there's some shovels and stuff like that. But in the middle of this room is just like a hole. Like a sort of big, in the soft, like loamy dirt of this climate. There's just a big hole that is maybe, like 4 or 5 feet in diameter. That kind of goes all the way down to the earth and looks like it forms the start of a tunnel. So someone is digging underneath this vineyard. And it is also much bigger than that rat.
Much bigger than the rat. So
Yeah.
the rat...
Do the barrels look like they're big enough that I could drag them, or are they like big, like wine-making barrels?
I mean, you could probably move one of the barrels about
Okay.
if you wanted. You're going to pick up the barrel.
Try to edge it.
The bigger person, physically larger person, just watch you do it, just like...
So you've left the rat by itself. You've distracted the rat. You're now coming in to look at the barrel.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I am just watching Walt do this.
Okay, that's fine. So
Not gonna
what
lie
are you
to
trying to do with this barrel that you're moving?
What if we put it on top of the hole?
You want to block the hole. Okay.
Oh, are we not going down the hole?
Maybe you go down, and if it sounds bad, I'll block it.
That sounds bad for me.
Well, it's a tough industry.
It really, really is. It's tough to get into, tough to be in.
It's just we don't know that will happen, so we may as well just see what happens if you go down the hole.
If we go down the hole, if
Maybe
we
just
have
put
to.
your arm down the hole and wiggle it around and see if anyone bites.
I've got very low wit. I'll do that. No, I shouldn't. You told me I shouldn't be weak. I shouldn't be stupid.
I mean, it's not, because to be clear, it's not like you're falling into like a huge. It's there's dirt. You can walk up it. Like you're gonna have to stoop because it's not designed for someone who is like probably 5.5, 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Don't know. You're big people.
6'5".
6'5". Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You are, in that case, I just want to hop you into something here. You are aware that this is an adventure set in a hobbit hole.
Yes.
You are willing to like Ian McKellen headbang
To
your
crawl.
way into the ceiling constantly.
Brumhilda actually works best on all fours.
That's
Okay.
what they say.
Perfect. So
right.
that's fine. In that case, you're like stooping, and you would be able to go into this hole if you fancied it.
All right. I fancy going into the hole.
Okay.
Do we want to look for any other clues before we go into the hole?
I was going to fill it.
You were going to fill it, yes.
That was my clue.
That was
Get a clue. Your hole's filled. What now?
the rat emerged from this hole is what we can gather. Yes.
It's bigger than the rat.
It's a
Significantly bigger
it's
than
significantly
the rat.
bigger than the rat, but like if there is if this is like a small creature that is surviving on scraps in this hole, what is the bigger creature that resides within this hole that is eating all of the food that the rat has?
That's why I wanted to block the hole.
Right.
I think we should fill the hole with plums. And it's almost like it was a good deed we did. And they can't be mad at us if they come out, but also they could be trapped, so it's a win-win situation.
Right.
But if you would like to go down the hole, I won't stop you.
Let's go look for some other clues.
Okay. Can you try and pop the top of the barrel, because I want to pour it down the hole.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you're an adventurer. You have a knife of some kind. You're
Yeah.
able to pop the top of the barrel, and you want to pour all of the plums into the hole. Okay,
Yes.
perfect. You have, by the time you've done that and put the barrel on top of the hole, because it's probably wider than it's big enough that you can put a wedge in it.
Sweet.
You are able to fill that hole while you go off and look for more things to happen. Okay.
See, we're safe now.
It takes you
Clear
like
your
10
exits.
minutes to
Of course.
uncork the thing and then like pour it all and wedge it.
Yeah.
But with a little bit of kicking some dirt to shore up the edges, you're able to fill that hole nicely. Okay.
They'll never know.
You guys gonna continue looking through the groves?
Or
Yeah.
to the house.
I
More
think-
groves?
I mean, I feel like we should gather as much information before we
Okay.
go into the
Yes,
house, right?
no, this is true.
Yeah.
Information 1, hole, now filled, case closed.
I like that you filled the hole without asking me first. You kind of just went ahead and did that without, a powwow.
I feel like we had a conversation, and you decided not to go in the hole, which I
Yes.
thought meant
To which
plan
immediately
B,
you
which
thought,
was fill the hole.
fill the hole with
I did
plums.
mention it multiple times.
Okay.
All right.
So you kind of walk for like 5-10 minutes through the fields. again, it's the same sort of thing. It's these rows of trees with all the plums that have dropped upon the ground. There's an eerie wind now coming in from the east. You can sort of you realise it's very quiet here, and you sort of go, wait a second. There's no like birds or anything about. There's no other forms. The only thing you've seen that's moving in this whole little enclosure has just been this one very large plum-eating rat.
Him's a big boy.
That has now just run off into the field, assumingly having the time of its life.
Good guy.
Yeah.
You do come across, however, at some point, a wheelbarrow. That is kind of old and rusty, but it would allow you to significantly increase the amount of plums you can carry.
Oh.
Well, it's no question, is it?
We must fill this with
We have to fill it with
It is already
Yes.
filled with plums, but these plums are nasty and rotten.
Okay.
They're not fresh. Chuck them off, get new plums, barrel full of plums.
Can I? Would these plums be useful in any capacity, like making a poison? I don't know. Making
Well,
something.
you
Is
need
that
to
a
mix them.
talent you have?
No.
You need to mix them with something. If there was,
Yeah.
if you could mix them with some other chemical or something, you could totally use them as some kind of reagent.
What if we make a big potion by mixing everything we find together?
We make a dirty pint, but
I don't see.
plum wine.
I don't
Yeah.
see how that could go wrong.
Exactly. Okay. Well, let's
Thank
start
you
by
so much.
filling it out. We'll
So you've
empty it
now
out.
filled,
you know.
you've emptied it out. Okay, that's taken you another like 10, 15 minutes. You essentially subject yourselves to optional manual labour in the
Yeah.
middle of this creepy, spooky hobbit field. Now heading through. I need to roll that again because it's a repeat. I need to roll that again because it's a repeat.
some rolling going on here, huh?
You now. Okay, cool. So. You find now, as you're heading through, what is clearly like a bigger building, and when you kind of open the doors, well, the doors are actually open. It's like a barn or something.
Okay.
You see inside it is a huge, like a sort of vat, and a bunch of like mechanical machinery-looking stuff. This is clearly for like brewing something. This is for plum wine making.
From wine, yeah.
And in the center of the room, you see a single shoe for a very small person.
I walk into this like really dark area with my wheelbarrow, like.
Drop the back down.
It's a single shoe for a very small person.
I'll Old Faithful, chuck a plum at the shoe.
Oh my god.
It might be a trap. It might be loads of things laid down, and as you step on it, you fall into a hole. And this one hasn't been blocked.
But the weight of the plum will show us the hole,
Exactly.
if there is any.
I'll chuck 3.
You're going to throw 3 plums. To be
Just
fair,
to cover my
you're really going to
bases.
throw. You have a lot. The main
have so
resource
many.
I've given you as a dungeon master is plums
And I'm using
discarded
them.
farming equipment. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The shoe does not move in any way. As you
Right.
hit it with a plum, it sort of makes a satisfying squelch.
Okay.
And you throw 2 more just to be certain there's no pit traps. You're pretty sure that there are no omens of anything particularly dangerous around
Okay.
here. You. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. Nothing happening. Nothing.
That was the most unnerving thing I've ever seen a game
I'll
master
walk
do.
over to the shoe.
My really, one of the tricks you can do as a game master for Best Blade is just consulting your notes and going,
Or just like roll me,
good.
just roll me a
Just
dice.
roll me some dice,
I
see what
love when
happens.
like roll me a dice. No, you're not adding anything to it. You just roll me like interesting, and they roll it, and they're like, what does this mean?
there's nothing ominous or foreboding about this room. You're doing absolutely fine.
Wonderful.
And also, my other thing is
the lone
to just
shoe.
unsettle players is telling them everything's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is always.
It never hurts.
I feel
dry move.
fantastic to find one
on
abandoned shoe in the
top of the
center of the
world.
room. I'm on top of the world with these plums.
Ah, I love it.
You do love plums. I'll walk over and pick
Yeah,
up the
I'll
shoe.
join you. Yeah.
I'll like put it next to my foot and see if it'll fit.
It's definitely too small for you. It looks like it was made for
I
a
try
child.
it on mine.
It's definitely too small for you. Either a child or
6'5".
somebody child-sized, like you know.
If we had
Perhaps
the
a
rat, we
halfling.
could put it
Yeah.
on him.
We had what?
If we had the rat, we could put the
The
shoe
rat.
on him.
Rat. I call that.
I'll pop it in our wheelbarrow. We said I'll mix it in.
He doesn't come. It was
We
worth a
almost
go.
had a pet. We almost had one.
Almost.
If you'd have not left to go see what was happening with the barrel, you maybe could have secured it. But it's fine.
I didn't think that would be.
Oh.
No. It's We'll see. It's
Rip up my sheet.
Yeah. Kick off the couch.
get out. Stream is over. We're going home. Awful game.
Okay, we've got a shoe, we've got loads of plums, we're in a spooky barn where there's just
Yeah.
abandoned shoe for someone small.
and this bunch of fermentation equipment.
Okay. Oh, like
theory.
open tap and like. See
A
any
little
liquid
bit
comes out.
of wine like drips out of it onto the ground. Okay.
Drink a little
Yeah.
bit.
Did you just drink that from the ground?
It's a good year for this one.
Brilliant.
It does. It tastes delicious.
Ah.
It is spiced and like you feel like if it was a bit of a warmer day, it would be more pleasant. But it's still like a sort of spicy, crispy, fruity booze.
Oh
You're
my
very
god.
happy with.
I wish we had some right now.
I
Should
mean,
have brought some.
do you not? You could just keep drinking from the tap, couldn't
Yes.
you?
I meant in real life as well. I wish.
Right, I
wish
see.
not just
Sorry.
I wish
What
I
do
had
you
some
mean?
plum wine.
Well,
I'll drink some more from the tap.
While Wald is
I have it all done. I have plum juice and plum wine down my dress now.
doing this, I'm going to
Well,
go
the
and look
lady.
around for like maybe a hole that someone could have been dragged down because like you know
Interesting.
seems as though
That's a better idea.
I mean I still respect your idea, you know.
Look, I was just seeing what the wine looked like. It's valid.
So as you're kind of looking around the room, there's no obvious holes. Are
Mm.
you interacting with the machinery at all, or are you just leaving it be? But obviously you're drinking from the nozzle.
Yes, but I'm like that's something I understand what it is. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I'm gonna touch the machinery. I don't trust me.
I feel like
You've got zero wit.
I've got zero wit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I do. We both got zero wit.
It doesn't mean you're stupid.
Okay.
Like it just means
this
that
sense.
you're not particularly dexterous. You're just like the average baseline human,
Oh,
more
okay.
competent at it.
All right, gotcha. I think she'd be looking around on the floor, and I think eventually she would look up because, like, obviously you can look into the top of the vats.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe she would look into those.
Ooh, oh no.
I mean, who could
So-
say what would be in there?
As
You know.
you kind of, you probably have to stand on another piece of machine because it is a big vat. It's like, probably 9-10 feet tall. But as you stand on a box or something, huge for halflings as well. Look down into it. Yeah, this is a big metal box, basically. And there's a couple of old looking plums inside. It definitely hasn't been turned on recently or cleaned. It's just baseline. This whole place stinks. I was about to say it stinks, but this stinks more than you are used to generally. And
You at the top looking at me.
looking inside it,
Exactly.
you hear
Oh no.
you hear the noise of feet on metal. Somewhere inside this machinery,
Inside the
something
machinery.
is moving.
Inside, so not in
Not in the vat that you're looking
Okay.
into, but you realise as you were climbing it, a noise started. There was the pattering of feet on metal, boom, 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 and then as you look down, you can't see anything in there.
Would you mind if I took my pickaxe
Yes.
and took it and did a great huge swing and pling, like clang onto the
You're
side
just
of
trying.
it?
Are you hitting it with the spike or like the flat of it?
The flat of it. I
You
think.
just want to make a big noise.
A big old clang inside it to scare out whatever's in
me
there.
a brawn check, please.
out of there.
2d6,
2d6?
adding your brawn, and you're
Oh,
trying
here
to
we
get
go.
9.
Okay, all right. Is that 6?
Ooh, yeah.
6, yes, you
Yeah,
smash
so-
it, yeah. You are very good at hitting things with other things. It's one of your core talents as an adventurer.
That's me.
You hear a
That was an 11, by the way, gang. An 11.
11. Pickaxe against it.
you hear a
Metal object.
frightened yelp from inside the machine. Ah! And then more moving around inside the machinery.
Show yourself.
Hello?
Yeah, no, nothing. No. Nothing.
Show yourself. Like, yeah,
Can you
yelling.
like pinpoint where the noise is? Does it sound like it ran away or anything? Or like, is it just
I'm
echoing?
imagining like this big vat, a bunch of pipes coming around and off of
Yeah.
it. Some of them are like big, some of them are small. There's probably other like I don't know how brewing machine
Yeah.
works, gang. There's
know,
lots
that's
of
okay.
vats and pipes and stuff.
Machines,
and
you know.
inside it, there's probably a big box full of herbs and spices.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That checks out.
But it's you can hear you heard the skittering, you heard the shouting. It's from somewhere inside all the vats, away from the big thing. But this is like a big box of machinery. You'd have to start crawling through it yourself to find out where he was, unless you want to start smacking it again and again to see if you can root the thing out.
If you are from the Plum Estate, we're here to help you. We're anti things that... No, that's going to put you off.
We're aunties.
Aunties. Two aunties to help.
Two
I was going
aunties
to say we're
here to help.
anti things that hide in big holes, but I feel like they're in a hole now, and I don't want them to feel embarrassed.
Yes, we've been sent by insert name of employer here to help you out. If you do not emerge, we will get you out. Make your choice now.
You sort of hear a moment of hesitation, and then there's a moment of hesitation, and then you sort of hear some more scurrying from behind the seat say, "Go away! We don't need your help."
You are inside machinery.
Look, if you're stuck and you're embarrassed about it, it's fine. I've been stuck in many things.
It's true.
Don't
She really
be
has.
embarrassed. It's fine. We can work through it together.
I'm not stuck at all. This is my house. I want you to leave.
It's your house. The big estate is your house.
Well, my family, yeah.
Why are you out here in the vats?
I was looking for plums.
Oh, we've got lots of plums if you want
so
them.
many
So many.
plums.
You're not picking any of your plums. Also, I might have found your shoe. And if you don't come out, I'll have it.
Yeah, she'll
Is
take it.
It's his shoe. You. Let me actually check that.
I'm already
Got a
like,
list of everyone's shoes by size.
What I've got is a
make.
D6 table
Okay.
of clothes that hobbits have. And number 3, which I rolled, is missing a shoe. So he says, "Oh, you've got my shoe."
yeah, you.
Yeah.
You can hear rummaging from within the machine, and then
got
he
it.
kind of crawls out from the edge of this the vat, and sort of pokes his head over and says, "Oh." So he is he's a small folk, so probably 3.5, 4 foot tall, dressed in. He's slightly overweight for starters. All halflings kind of are a little bit chubby because
Yeah.
they eat a lot. Like 7 meals a day is the standard.
Gonna tackle mass. Yeah.
Dressed in
Cultivated.
tattered plum-stained finery, like a little white shirt and a waistcoat, and kind of picks up and says, "Oh, yeah, can I?" And kind of reaches out to.
Oh, why don't you come out and have a conversation with us?
I am.
fine.
He kind of climbs over and
I don't
sort
know
of.
whether you should be in there. I think that's where plums go.
Well,
dangerous
I was
for you.
looking for plums.
I point to our wheelbarrow of plums. Well,
Look, you cannot fool us. We know little about the makings of plum wine, but we assume that the plums are churned up when they are in this point. I point to the vat. So, from the little I know, I think this is an excuse that you're making, and I think that you're scared of whatever's going on in your house.
Yes. There's rats, giant rats everywhere, and they keep eating our plums and scaring us away. And you look like crypt diggers, right?
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
Yes.
so the bank sent you to help us with the rats, right?
Well, to help you with whatever was going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Good. Great. Well, I can I have my shoe?
are you going to run away if I give it to you?
If I promise not to, will you give me my shoe?
Yes.
He takes the shoe, he puts his shoe on, and as soon as his shoe is on and he stands up, he immediately runs away.
You're scared! You fiend!
Lied to me!
You broke a
You won't do
pact!
it again!
Do you chase him?
Yeah.
You
I'm gonna
going
do it.
down
I'm going
6 and 5, going down the kiddie slide?
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to do, I think this is a wit check here,
Oh,
running
no.
away.
Oh, no.
So we're going to, I'm going to roll a check and then you're going to roll a check. And if
Okay.
one of us fails and the other one passes, then we will escape or not
Okay.
escape. So
Okay.
this little fella has a wit of 1.
Oh,
so
he's
has
no.
wittier than I am.
almost a 20% advantage over
Who's
you.
wittier than I am?
Ooh.
So he has rolled a big 8, which is not what he needs to pass.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
What have you got?
Oh!
A 10!
That's
God.
Good at it.
Very speedy. So as he legs it, you anticipated it, and you just reach out with these, what by his scale are very large hands, and just grab him and go, no. Oh, sorry.
Don't smile at me.
You know, we don't get many big folk visitors around here. I just wanted to let everyone from the family know that somebody had come to help us.
Well, why don't we all go together?
The front door, perhaps.
Absolutely fine. Yeah, no, that's good by me.
Very convincing.
Well, it's where are we? He kind of looks around that way, and then like points towards where you think the house is roughly.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold him like he's a compass and then just kind of like follow.
Oh, so
wherever he's
literally
going.
grab him by the scruff of his neck.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
He, okay.
I'll take the wheelbarrow though.
So you're pulling the wheelbarrow, you're pulling the hobbit.
Yes.
We're going to see what happens as you are heading through the adventure.
I am sorry, I cannot trust you. I fear you will leave me once again.
No,
Okay.
I understand. It's okay. It's just, you know, we don't get many visitors around here, and, you know, since everything happened, it's been easier for us to just, you know, stay by ourselves, you know.
Everything, the rats?
All the rats. Yeah, the rats and the troll. The troll.
A troll?
There's a troll. Yeah, there's a big troll. It's in the caves under the house.
Okay, you built your house on a cave system.
Well, we live in.
You live underground.
We live underground.
Yes.
So,
No, that
you
makes
know,
sense.
The house, the mansion that we live in, has lots of caves and things under it for, you know, storing plums and storing wine made from plums and
Makes sense.
storing barrels with which to put wine made from plums in.
That checks out.
Zach, I mean, honestly, this guy sounds super sus. Is there any way I can check to see if he's lying to me?
Oh no, he's lying to you.
Okay,
There's no insight checks in this
Right,
game.
wonderful, yeah, I was
You
gonna
know
say.
this tiny little man is full of shit.
Yes, wonderful.
There's no question of that.
I tell him so. I'm like, you wouldn't be lying to me, would you? What is your name?
My name is Kelk. Kelk Plumwine. I'm the great first cousin of Celise Plumwine, our matriarch and head of house.
You don't live here, do you?
No, I live here.
Do you?
Yeah, we live in the house up there. I mean, some of us live about, but you know, no, I live here.
If you're lying to me, the consequences will be dire.
No, I understand.
they will.
You made it very. You're holding me right now by the scruff of my neck
Yes.
as I walk you towards my beloved family.
Right. I'm glad
Glad that's clear.
we understand.
So,
We're on the same page now. That's
as
what's
you
important.
are walking,
Angel B just told me to punt the Hobbit, and I'm inclined to agree.
Look, if it comes up, it comes up.
and your captured hobbit and your barrel,
Yes.
your wheelbarrow, find yourselves at the front door of this hobbit house. Now it is it's starting. It's like afternoon now. So there's this lovely pleasant wind flowing over the hills that brings the smell of rotting plums directly up into your nostrils. You kind of pass through a little front gate into a sort of what you feel like probably a couple of months ago was a really nicely tended garden, but if sort of the concept of mowing lawns and stopping weeds stopped becoming a concern to these people some time ago. And there is a big Hobbit standard big door that you are able to walk up to, and he sort of said, "This is the house," and the door is like a bruised purple.
Ooh.
And it's circular shaped, and you'll be able to push it open, no problem. So he says, "That's where we live."
Why don't you knock? Hold him up to knock.
I hold him up to me.
He like knocks. There's a little knocker, and he kind of he does it, and it's sort of ring ding ding. Oh, guess we wait then.
Can you open the door? If you live here?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. If you put me down.
No,
we
I think
can
you can still do it.
Use it like a
well
puppet.
held.
We'll just,
He kind of reaches over to the door handle, and then imagine it's like it's got the knocker on it, and he kind of lifts it and kind of tries to pull it as much as he can while sort of being held aloft by the scruff of his neck. And yeah, the door sort of slowly, I say, it creaks open. There is clearly a very rusty hinge at the other end of this door. There's like a... And you are now inside this... Oh, God. You look in, and it is clearly a coat room, because this is the front room of their little house. And there's lots of coat racks and things on the wall. And there are, I mean, dozens, if not hundreds, of tiny little halfling coats. All colours, all materials. There's some leather, there's some waistcoats, there's a bunch of kind of tweedy looking things. There's some that are made of like whale skin in case it's raining. There is really a wealth of halfling apparel here, and beneath that are hundreds of shoes as well, in little neat pairs beneath them. Little halfling walking boots, little socks, little like halfling crocs and sandals. You know, all the things you could want.
Yes.
And you're just in a room absolutely full of halfling furniture.
Okay.
Clothing rather.
Is anyone...
Coming out of here, and also, but this is it looks very like you're stooping, because especially because you're 6.5 foot tall, as you opted into at the start of this event.
Yes.
You kind of, I imagine, you will bonk your head on this and every single other beam you try to walk through.
Ow.
And as you head in, there is a corridor ahead of you, and then there is also a door on the left that is shut and like sort of like a normal sized door rather than the big sort of grand door there, and you can hear from beyond it the sounds of laughter and merriment and like just some people talking to each other in one of these little rooms off to the side, and then ahead of you this big long corridor. The house does not look in the nicest state of repair. There are a lot of cobwebs at the top that you are walking through wholesale, and also like there's little bits of paint, and you can also tell there's definite points to the wall where people have definitely spilt large amounts of wine on carpets that have not been correctly treated with, you know, like salt or whatever it is you use to get wine out of carpets. I don't drink wine.
Vinegar or something, maybe?
Vinegar, yeah. So that some astute hobbit should have vinegar to make sure the stain doesn't stick. And you are just kind of in here, and it looks a bit... There's one coat rack stand thing that has been like knocked in half, and there's a bunch of coats on the floor as well as all the ones like neatly hanging from here. But yeah, you can hear the sounds of merriment to your left, and then ahead of you is this big long corridor.
Friends of yours, sir?
Yeah, they'll be in the games room. You know, entertaining, I'm sure.
Entertaining the rest of your crew who...
Oh, no, not all of them. There's only, you know, you wouldn't be able to fit the whole family in there, obviously. It's only a games room. I'm sure the family will be further up, you know. Have you got anything to eat, by the way?
So many plums.
Anything apart from plums. I'm quite plumbed up. He sort of pats his belly.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense. That would make sense.
Can you not go to your kitchen? In your house?
Any time, yeah. No, we could. But I was just wondering if you had any food, because the kitchen's a really long way when you're right here. But
Wald, would you be against me using this, our friend Kelk, to slam open this door and then going inside and taking everyone in there by surprise?
Oh no, I would be well for that.
Maybe we take out our weapons. Who could say what happens, you know?
This is my house. Your guests. That would be very rude.
Yes.
Especially with the weapons and things.
Yes.
Unnecessary. I mean, I'm sure they'll just be, you know, drinking and playing snooker or something. I don't know.
I'm going to, like, very slowly, like, reach back as if I'm going to, like, slam him into the door to open it. Like, are you sure that's the truth, Calc?
Just gently.
That's
just a gentle push.
That's noise coming from the room with the snooker table in it. They'll be playing snooker.
And you rightfully live here? This is your house, rightfully?
This is my house.
You're not squatting?
No.
No?
There's not someone else in your house that you haven't told us about?
No?
Nothing apart from me and the rats and my family and the troll.
Okay. Well, the troll can really project their voice if they're making all of that noise, so...
No, that's probably just a couple of my family.
Okay. Well, let's bash open the door then.
I can't bring myself to use this on me.
I think we should open the door and, like, poke him around the corner. As if
like a puppet.
Yeah.
Right, great.
We just treat him like a puppet.
Alright, fine.
In
We'll do that
a
then.
nice way.
You're gonna... So you open the... you kind of push the door open using your hand and then put Kelp around the corner.
Yes.
Yep.
As you open the door, what looks like candlelight comes into this little room, and you can see around the corner there are 3 more halflings playing snooker,
Okay.
as he said, on a big table, and they kind of look up and they go, Kelk goes, "Hi, cuz, how you doing?" And then they look at him and go, "Oh, what's happening?" And they kind of stop what they're doing and sort of go, "You've brought guests?" And kind of look a little bit concerned. And then, do you guys present yourselves? Or do you go in and smash them with weapons?
I think go in and, if we
And
play
what?
some rounds of snooker, who knows what will happen.
Yeah, okay, we'll play it cool
I'll wheel
for now.
my barrow round the door.
Sure.
Okay. Oh! Hello! How are you doing? There's these three small folk, all dressed in the same kind of plum-stained finery. I'm Philippe, this is Adrian, and that's Jean. We were just playing some... Do you want to join us? We've got wine and cigarettes, and, does that sound good?
Does Kelk just here was saying he was awfully hungry, so we might go to the kitchen.
I'll go get some food for Kelk. That's fine.
Okay.
Kelk,
Well,
do you want to
let's
come with us,
all-
Kelk?
Let's all get some food
Let's
for
all go.
Kelk.
I've had my fill of plums, so we
You
can
want to all go through to the kitchen together?
Yes, let's
That's
all
fine.
go.
Absolutely no problem.
Yeah.
Cool.
This
They
feels like
kind
a
of
mistake.
put down their pool cues and basically
I'm gonna
all
slide
dust
the pool
themselves
cues
down.
away from us so they can't use them as
Yeah,
weapons
kick 'em
later.
away.
Yeah.
One of the guy finishes smoking his cigarette, puts it out on a little ashtray and then puts
Uh-huh.
it on a shelf and says, "We'll go to the kitchen then."
Okay.
And
I feel so I feel so tense. So I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong, but I something feels
Something is
wrong.
so wrong, something's so off.
so
The vibe is off in this room.
It really is.
The vibe is not good. Okay, so
To the kitchen with Kelk and his
You-
friends.
so Kelk, Jean, Adrian, and Philippe
Yes.
all kind of lead you through the kitchen. The corridor is absolutely smashed. It's long, dark, and dirty. There is at one point a big cupboard, like an armoire, has just been knocked down, and you have to they kind of crawl under it, and you kind of have to clamber over it, and you are brought past a little door ahead of you. And then you're brought round into the kitchen, and before you get to the kitchen, you can smell. You know how I describe the tiers of wine smell and plum smell throughout this encounter. The garden, near the gardens, is tier 1. You were tier 2 as you got near to the huge barrels, and then the fermenting machine. And this is plums, plums, plums. There's clearly something cooking here. They're making lots of smells. It smells good.
Okay.
And
Ooh,
you
the
head
vibe is
into the
on.
kitchen.
The
And
vibe
there
is
is-
improving slightly.
Yes.
It's now starting to smell as you get closer, less of plum and more of just alcohol.
Oh.
But again,
Okay,
not discerning
bad.
yet. But yeah,
Okay.
you head round the corner into this room with all the food, and there are 4 more small folk here.
Okay.
They are not looking as well put together as the 3 guys in the games room.
The plants, yes.
They are. Some of them have aprons on, but they are otherwise mostly naked. And one of them's chopping some vegetables in the corner. 2 of them are there, and then there's this one big goblin, looking big lady,
Oh, no.
looking really horrible, wearing. I'll get a picture for the camera.
Oh
so
my
it
god,
will
she's
work.
beautiful.
No, it's not. The light is too harsh. It's not working.
Oh yeah, you can kind of see her a little bit. There you
Oh,
are.
yeah, you can see
But the big, with a big bowl,
Ooh.
and she's cooking, and she sort of looks up at you and goes, "You've brought guests for dinner!" And is so happy to see you. "I'm Celise. I'm the patriarch of all of this house. Thank you for coming to visit us. Are you, crypt diggers?"
We were just
Yeah.
passing by, heard of the good wine.
Wonderful. Well, there's lots of that for you. Adrian, get these 2 fine young women a bottle from the 84. 84 will do just fine. A good vintage, that one. Good vintage.
I have just already eaten a lot of plums.
Oh,
so
but you
I'm
must
not-
try the wine. The plums the same are not the
Too-
same as the wine, my lovelies, my lovelies.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm not too thirsty right now.
Zach, to confirm, this is not what is supposed to be here.
I mean, they don't look as wholesome as the slightly chubby halflings you met earlier. Some of these are a little bit nastier, a little bit more feral. The
naked.
chef halflings are, like I said, mostly kind of wearing their aprons and chopping things up with knives. The Celeste, the matriarch, has a big, like a ladle so big it looks like a club. She's a big halfling, like 5 foot tall, maybe. So obviously still smaller than both of you, but big looking and just very big and paunchy and red in the face and kind of clearly very drunk, as
Okay.
most of them are. And they sort of say, we have guests. We must arrange dinner for them all. Quickly, gather all the children. And 3 or 4 of the goblins run off, assumedly somewhere else to go get more people. And say, what are you? Oh, this is terrifying, by the way. This is not what's
Yeah.
meant to be here.
Yeah, okay, good.
So,
Right,
do you say
yeah.
there's a goblin or just halflings?
I mean, the whole thing with there's like scurrilous rumours that they're just the same thing. They're just little people who like eating things.
Okay.
But you know, if they go feral, if they get lots of afflictions in the way that you would if you spent too much time dungeoneering, they like just become goblins.
I see.
But
Interesting.
I left my barrow on the steps. I must
oh,
collect it.
you got some plums for us. For us
Yes.
to make into the wine.
Why don't I
Swa,
just
Bon,
start-
go get the young lady's wheelbarrow.
I'll direct you, and I'll start.
Oh no,
backing
stay
out the
here. You
room.
must be. You said you were hungry. Do you want something that isn't plums?
No,
we have lots of.
Kelk was
lots-
hungry.
I was
I
extremely hungry.
wanted to.
Actually, I think there's something around the back that we need to show you. There's actually a rather large hole, and we actually wanted to come here and warn you about it.
Oh, a hole. Where was the hole?
What
in
was
the
it? It's a shed.
In a shed, a big hole.
Yes,
Um,
it seems as though there is some kind of vermin coming up, and so.
Oh, they're
Cal-
harmless. They're just little pet. We use them to eat the plums when there's too many on the ground.
They
You know,
eat
they
the
like the
plums.
rotten ones particularly. Yeah.
Do they?
They're
Right.
harmless. Don't worry. They're not. The similarity to giant rats is mostly like a sort of genealogical thing. We've bred them very carefully. You know, it's fine. Don't worry.
Oh, it's very fun.
But the holes in the ground, they were probably just for moving things around. You know.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you wouldn't mind coming with us to confirm this, it would really mean a lot to us because we are truly concerned with what we have seen. Big old rat tried to take a bite out of my arm.
Oh.
it was
And
vicious.
it didn't bite you, did it?
Yes,
Feral.
it
I've
did.
got some salves for that if you would like a salve. And she starts like digging through a drawer full of weird ingredients. And so she says, and she reaches out and hands you a potion. Just like a
Thank
big
you.
red, it's like red and glistening and it looks like blood and there's a big old fashioned cork stopper in it.
Can't wait to use that later.
Yes. You've got to be in the right headspace to sip a solve, you know?
Goblin potion.
As I said, my barrow, I'm going to try backing out of the room the way we came.
I think, let's see what she is going to do about
What
this.
is she gonna
I don't
do?
really know.
Because, I don't think any of us know what we're gonna do. It's a
I'm
stalemate.
just going to grab a quick random table and see
Sure.
what kind of mood
Alright.
she's in.
I should have used my mirror on a handle before this. Okay, I've still got plums as equipment.
Yeah.
Well, so dinner will be served at, and she looks at a watch and then realises that watches don't exist. I made that mistake. Will be served about an hour or two before sunset. So make sure you're back here by then, and make sure that some of my sons or grandsons or the cousins and whatnot, get the barrel of plums, and we'll make sure we bring in something nice for you. But do come back.
Oh, we will.
Fetch the wheelbarrow. Delia, Marie, make sure you go with these people and make sure they don't get lost or anything, okay?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Delia
Yes.
Marie.
That's all.
These two little goblins are goblins, halflings. What they're not looking as well put together as they're wearing like nice dresses or whatever, but just covered in plum stains. Like, you're able to head back towards the entrance, and these two halflings following you. They're so you better come back for dinner. Celeste would be very disappointed if you don't.
Where does dinner take place? Is it in the kitchen? Is it?
We have a dining room.
A dining
just
room.
near the kitchen. Yes.
Wonderful.
Why don't you take these plums back to the kitchen and we'll see you later.
Were you going to show us a hole or something?
Oh, I thought you didn't want to see the hole. No?
No, I know what a hole looks like. You're right.
That's fine. Well, okay, that's fine. If you would like to come, I would mean a lot to me if you were to come look at the hole.
Where is it again? In the shed?
In the shed, yes.
I know about that hole. That's fine.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Oh, come with us. Let's all take a look at it, and then I will usher
So
everyone.
you
to
want her to come with you to look at the
I've
hole?
filled the hole and we should get them to go.
Get them to go where?
Oh no. Are you taking the plums, my barrow of plums, back to
Yes, we'll make it into some lovely wine.
Yes,
and they
you
sort
take
of
those.
they take the wheelbarrow and they have left you as you were at the door of the hobbit hole.
Am I still holding Kelk?
I think
we
Kelk
put
has
Kelk down.
escaped at this point.
That little. I'll get him first.
Okay, so
you.
I think that was pretty spooky. I'd like to see a grip check from both of you.
Okay, sure.
So the way this works is we're doing a 2d6, and you're adding your will score to it, and you're trying to get more than 9.
Okay, here we
If you
go.
get more than 9,
Yes, I did just
you
about.
did. Okay, so you get an experience point,
Oh,
which
cool.
would matter if we were doing more than a one shot. Not going to matter. Here. So
Woo!
we take a look at your character sheet. You fill in the spade at the bottom, just like scratch it.
Spade. Oh, look at.
Oh,
The
that's so
little
cute.
The
Right
experience
on.
tracker is a spade.
That's
because
really cool.
If we can make it a
So
spade in Best Left Buried, we do.
Yeah, I love that.
And
not
you
so good for
you
me.
passed. You've only rolled a 5 or a 6, I guess, after your modifier. So
Yeah.
you need to reduce your grip by
6.
1, so you're down to 5.
I need my grip.
Well,
I'm
you
losing
shouldn't
my
have done so much adventuring.
Get a grip, Maddie.
Oh, I'm
Get a
losing
grip.
my marbles. Okay. My
So-
marbles have become plums and I've lost them.
So
So
many
the
plums.
vibe you've got from this, the same hobbits that used to live here still live here, but they've gone a little bit mad,
Yeah.
and they're definitely not doing anything weird. And also, there's like a really large number of them. Like halfling families are big, but she was like all my dozens and dozens of grandchildren around the place, and also
A lot of coats.
a lot of
lot
coats.
of
Yeah, a lot of little
shoesies.
coats.
So, right. Should we maybe slink off down the corridor and just mosey about?
So what is the process of turning a halfling into a goblin? Is
mean-
it some kind of...
I mean, it's not. I think the process that you would read in scurrilous magazines and sort of around taverns is that when the goblins don't get 7 meals a day, the halflings don't get 7 meals a day. They get really, really hungry, and sometimes they just kind of forget that people are meant to wear clothes and not eat each other, and it all goes a little bit crazy.
Okay.
Me if I miss one meal.
Literally.
So there were different. Like Kelk seems pretty put together. He knows what was happening, and
Kelk's with it.
but some of the other ones you saw about didn't look so cool and happy.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. We're in the cloakroom.
you're in a cloak.
We don't want to go into the games room because that's bad
You
news.
hear on the door, one of the doors down the corridor, like somebody knocking on it, a muffled shout.
Oh. Should we slink down and have a little listen?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, head down the corridor.
I'm
Oh,
just gonna-
I know what this is time for.
No,
my,
no.
My mirror.
Oh, your mirror!
I just put my mirror underneath. They just stare into a mirror.
Yeah, like, "Ooh."
Okay, so inside the there's this door, and it doesn't. It looks like it's locked. But you can definitely hear someone bashing it from the other side.
Calc?
Calc is nowhere to be found.
I knew that, really.
I feel like they're trapped, so the honourable thing would be to let them out.
You know what? We've already seen some wild stuff. We may as well add it
So
to the
just add
list.
to it. I'm already feeling a little like I'm losing touch with reality.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's
you seem to have
fine.
paled a little bit. Yes, it seems to be a lot
I'm already
going
so
on.
pale. Yes, I'm paler.
I will try and open the door.
Yes. Okay.
So it is definitely locked. You try to rattle it, and then as you try to do that, more banging and thudding from inside. Ooh, ooh.
Okay, they seem to be that. This is what they want. They want to be open. They want to
you
be
want
free.
it out?
Can I try and force it open?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Get
Cool.
it.
So,
Get it.
are you just trying to use your shoulder on this tiny door, or do you have any equipment that's going to help you with that?
I did dabble with the idea of taking lockpicks, but she didn't seem like that much of a locksmith. So I'm just going to throw my whole body weight against it. Yeah.
Cool. You know your great weapon. What is it?
I've got a heavy weapon.
weapon.
So let's make that a big hammer, maybe.
Cool. Do you want to? Because you could use the hammer on it, and it will get you the upper hand, so the advantage we talked about earlier. But you will make loads of noise, and it's more likely that goblins and/or halflings will show up.
I mean, you know what? Let's get the advantage on it. If people show up, that's fine by me. They already know we're here.
Yeah, we're not.
I'll just say I tripped.
So you're rolling your 2 dice. You're rolling 3 dice here. You're going to pick the
3
2
dice.
highest. Add your brawn. You're trying to get better than 9. So the having the upper hand here is going to really help. But it's always going to mean it's going to be loud. And it's not going to hear you. How have you done?
Okay, good. So
So-
if I take that, that is an 11.
So that's a 5 and a 4, ignoring the 2,
All right.
because that's the lowest dice. We're adding 2, 11. Yeah, you've made it over easily. So
11.
it's not a big door. It's a thick door, but it's made for like people who are, very short. And so you are able to smash through it pretty quickly. The first time you hit it with an axe, the noises get even more panic. Like, oh God, there's somebody trying to knock this door down with an axe.
No, it's bad.
And as you kick it through after the second or third swing, inside is just a middle-aged dude.
Just a guy?
And a human man.
Oh.
Looking like, oh, thank gods you're here. My name is Joran. I'm from Cleven. These halflings, they've all gone mad. I've been stuck in this broom cupboard for weeks.
All right, save it for now, whatever your name is, and I'm going to grab him by the scruff, and then we're going to run out.
Yes. We'll continue this conversation outside.
Cool. So, let's see how many people show up here with you having hit the door down.
It's fine.
You have rolled. I've rolled 2 random encounters. I decided to pick the worst one, which is you can hear that she started cooking dinner and smell it as well. There is noise coming from down the corridor. More plums, possibly meat cooking. Yao, you're not sure, and you get a waft of something very nice smelling as you flee the encounter. I think there's one as you're like running away. There's one goblin, one of the guys from before who was playing pool, sticks his head around the door and sort of goes, "Oh." Looks back and yeah, they know you've stolen this person, but
Okay.
you've managed to escape scot-free and you are now probably. I
Okay.
assume you've legged it somewhere into the Tom Grove, right?
Yeah, so
I
we can't
think
find
maybe I
us.
should excavate the tunnel.
I think perhaps the tunnel would have been a good thing to keep clear.
Well, now we have an extra pair of hands, so.
Great.
So he just says, "So, who are you two?"
We're crypt diggers.
Oh,
We thought this
wonderful!
place was
You come
abandoned.
here to rescue me. What excellent!
Yes.
Oh,
Sure.
good.
How fortuitous. We would find you so
Most certainly.
soon.
I've been starving to death inside that cupboard for
Oh.
probably a
Well,
week now.
have some
Here's
plums.
some plums.
Good idea. And he sort of picks up a plum, bites it, and goes, "It's much better as the wine," and then just keeps eating it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, they gave you the wine.
No. Well, they did. You understand. I am a sommelier by craft.
Ah.
You understand? I've been a business associate of these plum wines for some time. I've been advocating for their continued sales in the great city of Roche, from which I hail,
yes.
as you all know, the capital of this duchy. Thank gods you've managed to rescue me. I was
So, what happened to you? How did they capture you? What?
I went as I normally would with my horse and some of my servants for to test some of their latest vintage. I'd heard such wonderful things from Celise about how well it was going, and they hit me on the head with a snooker cue and then chucked me in a cupboard.
Oh,
I knew they were using those snooker cues as weapons. I knew
we
it.
should have taken them.
Maybe. Right. Well,
It was a good vintage though. They did great work this last year.
I mean, if we don't kill them all, then maybe I would like to
Yes.
taste it. Or maybe if we do kill them all, I will still like to taste it.
The celebration either way.
Yes.
Yes, they've gone quite mad. Quite
Do
mad.
you know why they've gone mad? Something to do with the food?
Hadn't really thought about it that much, to be honest.
Right. Yes, that makes sense.
Other things on your mind.
Yeah.
So it checks out.
Getting out of here alive.
Yes.
As you so I've
you
been
would.
scratching the door and hitting it and sort of going woo, 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 as much as I can. So I hope that someone hears me who isn't a goblin.
Well,
Oh,
That's
it's-
us.
Yes, and it's so fortuitous. I don't really want to stay here. Is there somewhere I could go, or should I just run
yes,
away?
no, we have a wagon
A
with
wagon,
our
wonderful.
with our boss on back that away.
Oh, well, in that I will. Thank you. And he sort of looks around a bit, makes sure there's no goblins in the Kotuska, and then sort of jogs off in a slightly paunchy way towards the entrance to the camp.
I wonder if we'll ever see him again.
I hope not.
Should we go back to the tunnel and just have a little
Sure.
look?
Sure.
Cool. So let me see if anything exciting happens on your way. to the
Ooh,
tunnel.
exciting.
Sighting feels like it means bad.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
Sighting.
in this game it is bad. You hear as you are heading through the field, you can sort of hear in the distance a lot of shouting,
Ooh.
of small, high-pitched voices, and you might be actually roll me an observation check. One of you, I don't mind who. So 2 dice trying to get more.
You mean
than
rolling
that.
better than me? I think I'm gonna let you do it.
I mean, so two dice plus what?
2 dice plus nothing. You're not adding anything here. You're just trying to get more than 9.
Boo! That. Oh, okay. That's
It's an
Yeah.
8. Okay, so that's pretty good. You'll get some information. You see in the distance what looks like probably half a dozen goblins leaving, and these are definitely goblins now,
okay.
with like a mixture of pitchforks and what other and other garden equipment.
Okay.
Leave the house shouting. Looks like they're chasing you. They don't know where you've gone. They're looking for you.
Oh, they're looking for
Okay.
us. Okay, right.
Well, the least thing they'll expect is a filled-in tunnel.
Haha. I suppose. So is this all of them, or like?
I mean,
a
there's
bit of
half
them?
a dozen, which is less than the amount you've seen. You know, of course, you remember because you have my helpful notes. Kelk. Then there was Philippe, Andrian, and Jean. Marie, Soir, Bon, Julie, Delia. All of whom were at some point in the sort of procession of people in the kitchen who were sent to fetch children or help you find wheelbarrows or feed you cigars and
Yes.
wine.
Remember them all fondly.
By
yes.
name as well.
Of course.
Let's run to the shack and close the door. Maybe burrow a little down the tunnel that I filled in a little. And then we can fill
A
it up
lot?
again above us, and then they'll have no idea that we're in there.
But then we'll just be burying ourselves in there.
Yes, we could
I
put
personally see no way that could go wrong.
exactly. Thank you.
I'm
Thank
going.
you, conscience that floats between us.
It mostly sits with me. Let's go there. I'm going to smash all the plums that you put in there and make some sort of slick slide for us to go
Yes,
down.
that sounds like a plan.
All right.
Let's just move the barrel off the top and make our slick slide and slip on down the slippery slide.
Yes, we will go down the hole. Down
Alright.
we go.
So
gonna
you're
go
going
back
to
to the
dig
shed.
through go back to the shed, shut the door, dig through some of the plums and try to get
Smash,
yourself
smash.
into the hole and then fill it up.
Do you like the winemaking, like where you like stamping on it till it
Yeah,
turns
yeah,
into
yeah,
wine?
yeah,
We'll just do that
perfect.
until
Yeah.
like we slip down into the hole.
Cool.
Would love to not fill it back up behind us.
Okay, you're not going to fill it up back
No.
behind you.
Well, we
Okay,
just move the
perfect.
barrel on top of it so they don't know that we're down there. But then we can like just push the barrel.
Okay, sure, sure.
Okay,
I'm just
perfect.
covering our exit.
Absolutely. It's just,
Cool.
last time you said you wanted to fill it up with the plums, and I'm just erring on the side of caution, It's fine.
The barrel we can easily undo. And
Right.
this
Gotcha.
is,
Whereas
this
the
is
plums are more difficult.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, cool. So you are now in this tunnel. It is. It's warm and dark. It's pleasant. There's some Tolkien joke I want to make about holes in the ground where hobbits live. I'm not
Yes.
smart enough for it at the moment. Cameras don't help. Quick
Yeah.
thinking.
Oh, no, of course.
Um,
Don't we know it?
So you basically are going to now head down this corridor, and it kind of winds. But there's a couple of offshoots that maybe lead to other parts of the field you weren't able to find. But you definitely feel like it's leading somewhere, and that it's being dug to a particular location. And after maybe half an hour of sort of a lot of crawling and a lot of crouching, you find yourself in a slightly wider cave that is actually made of stone rather than dirt. And it is sort of dry, cold, and a lot of like crumbling, shingly kind of stone. These are clearly natural caves that you're in now rather than something they've dug.
Cool.
They're not very well lit, so if you didn't have a torch out already, you should probably light one.
Yeah.
And I now need to find at which point in the dungeon you have appeared.
Ooh, a dungeon? Wow. That's me.
How
me, huh?
unforeseen!
Who could have thought we would
You
end up in a
can
dungeon?
hear the distant hustle and bustle of something. Groups of people, maybe noises, maybe like people talking, or just a little bit of a commotion.
Right.
Okay.
Commotion, you say? Can we try and be a little bit quieter and sneak
Yeah,
a
let's
little
just.
peer around?
Well, you've mirror handle.
I do have mirror
Yeah,
handle.
you do.
Yeah. So is it like round the corner?
You can't see it yet, so there's going to be a point at which a mirror handle might be really useful.
Yes.
Yeah. If we want to, if we want to double up what we have, we can put your mirror, attach it to my 10-foot pole.
That is.
Oh, we see the mirror. It's so far away.
Yeah.
We put it on. We're like,
really hard, Maddie.
It's basically a selfie stick at that point, right?
God.
just looking at ourselves at it like a 10-foot pole.
Okay, so
Let's just do your
Let's just-
mirror thing.
I guess
it's
we're
fine.
mirror in the.
as you get to the
pole.
corner, you are able to put your mirror, use the mirror to look around the corner. You don't think you've been spotted yet. What you're looking at is a larger, wider cave that is maybe 15, 20 foot tall. And inside it is a three-tiered living space. If you've seen the Hobbit movies and you remember what Goblin Town looks like, it's that, but smaller and shitter.
Okay.
And it's made from piled up furniture, like beds and armoires and big sofas and stuff put in front of each other, and then curtains have been draped over it. It looks completely chaotic. There are dozens of tiny little like houses that have been made out of it. Some of them are really close to the ground, some of them are high up. There's little walkways in between them that have been like arranged, and there's people here, right? There's a bunch of goblins in here, and there are probably 6 goblins at this ground level, kind of not armed with any like weapons, but some of them have got like little pitchforks and slings and stuff, kind of sitting around fires, kind of huddling, waiting for dinner, basically. And then there's probably also a dozen smaller goblin children who are like 2 to 3 foot tall, like really tiny. And they are sort of mingling around, like playing games or like singing songs. And they're just living their best lives inside this tiny little goblin village. Inside here, there is a to the left of you, on the far side of the encampment,
Yeah.
is a tunnel.
Okay.
And on the right-hand side of you, which is like a little bit further away from it, so you could maybe sneak past, especially if you have some kind of distraction, is like another tunnel that goes out sort of, well, you wouldn't be able to tell which cardinal direction once you've been underground for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But you can either try to do something in relation to these goblins, see if they've got any treasures or bits of money inside this huge pile of like mouldy furniture, or if you want to sneak out, try find somewhere else.
I do have my pockets full of plums still. I could try throwing some plums.
I feel like
distract
they
them.
must know that the plums will have come from something or someone. I'm inclined.
The other trap I have is a bear trap.
A bear trap, you say?
Yes, I can set one bear trap.
One bear trap. What if we just tried to sneak past, maybe with some kind of distraction? Are you thinking your bear trap would be the distraction?
Well, I originally thought my plums would be the distraction. Because I
Yes.
was like, whoa, throw a bunch of plums, and then we run round.
Uh-huh.
One bear trap I feel won't be very distracting, because I would have to walk in, set it up, and then sneak back.
This is true. I don't see a way in which we can distract them effectively, other than throwing plums at them from our direction.
Thank
which
you.
surely would would surely lead them to look at us. You know?
We kind of want, like, what if we throw the plums at the ceiling, and they bounce
Right.
down, and then they're like, what?
Plums
Whoa.
falling from the ceiling.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Wow,
what?
that's wild.
Ceiling plums, and then they will look up, and just like when they're looking up where the plums have just fallen down, then we run past, and by the time they look around to see where the plums had come from, other than the ceiling, it's too late. We've left.
I'm
Thoughts?
gonna.
This is my pitch. Thoughts?
Yep, I see your pitch. You seem to have a lot of plum-related pitches. I know
work
that.
with what I have.
I
That is
know.
one of my
I
favorite
know
things
you
to
do, Wald. I know you
It
do.
says plum on the character sheet.
I have plums in my equipment
Normally
section.
they say about this kind of game the answer is not on your character sheet, whereas here the answer
It
is
is, it's
placed
always
right
on your
next
character
to the
sheet.
character sheet.
I think
If we could try and make the town like fall down, because it seems very rickety, that would be a great distraction.
Just, commit a war crime, destroy some houses, maybe make some goblin children homeless. What could go wrong? Yeah,
They
no,
can
perfect.
we could rebuild.
To be clear, great plan. Love it. Not
They
sure how
could
you do it.
rebuild.
They could rebuild.
how far away is the Goblin Town, like from where we are?
You are probably, about, at the moment, you're probably 10, 15 metres from it.
What if we used your 10-foot pole
Yeah, I
to
was thinking
poke
about
out the
my 10-foot
foundations of
pole.
one
I don't
house?
you'd have to get closer to use the
Closer.
10-foot pole to poke the foundations out.
What if I cover you in plums? And you're like crawling around covered in plums, and you look like you're a plum monster.
A plumster,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm worried you
10-foot
don't have
pole.
that many plums to cover a 6'5" woman
What?
wearing plate
And
armor.
you
What
poke with
exactly?
your pole.
Okay, I think if we want to do a more effective distraction would be me knocking down the homes of
Yes. We just knock
goblins.
out the foundations of one of the houses, and that one house falls down. They're all like, "What?" And then,
then-
we run past.
But then
It's
the
not
domino
big.
effect happened. Yep, sure. All right. Fine. I'm going to.
So
Which
you're
one
going
of
to
us
try and sneak up to the closest house and then knock it down with an axe.
with a
and
10-foot
then a
pole?
10-foot
We just like
pole
knock the foundations.
And hope that they try to fix the house instead of chasing you, the destroyer of their village.
No, they wouldn't see.
They'll be so
Oh, they won't see you because they'll be seeing other things. Okay,
in the
perfect.
falling of the house, they'll be so distracted by the house falling that they will not perceive Brumhilde making her big escape.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, but what if I tried to
no,
knock
no,
down
While you
the
do that,
house?
I'm throwing plums at the ceiling.
I am not trying to no-person this situation.
Oh, yeah,
That's
sure.
a great plan. I love to hear it. I
Just trying to bring some logic
I
to it.
personally
understand.
rate the throwing plums at the ceiling plan more, but I think this is more fun.
Really?
I don't know.
What if we do both? I just think
no,
we should do
no,
both.
No, definitely one or the other. You can't don't make it too complicated. There's a lot of timing in there. This isn't Blaze in the Dark. There's no flashbacks. You pre-plan anything.
I flash
that
forward.
much.
I was
When
mean,
I
while you're
win.
poking it, I just chuck a bunch of plums at the ceiling.
Right, fine. I'm gonna knock
Job's
it.
good.
I'm gonna knock it down,
Okay,
and
so-
then I'm gonna try and knock it into another one. A domino
You just,
effect.
like-
on the
I
whole
think
village.
the hardest bit here isn't knocking down this extremely flimsy house. It's getting close enough without being spotted.
Which is why I hand the pole to Wald.
who is much less strong than you, but possibly more quiet.
Yeah, right.
Because the thing you
'Cause
have to
I'm
remember is you
clanky.
are wearing plate armor,
Exactly.
which I believe, according to the rules I wrote, has some kind of disadvantage about making sneaking.
That would make
progress.
Probably.
sense.
Yeah. Clink clank.
Let me
Clink
check
clank.
that.
Clink, 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 clonk, clonk, clink, clink, clink,
clink.
clink, clonk.
I don't know why it makes a little button sound.
You press the button, which is
No, it has a
self-destruct.
disadvantage against initiative. You'd be at -1.
Oh, okay.
But it's not. I mean, it is loud, but I don't think you've muffled it appropriately. You're not a numpty.
You've
You're
got-
wearing
yeah.
your levers and your chains underneath, so you've got
You've
your
got
layered gambeson and
Big,
stuff.
thick, soft socks over your metal.
Over my big
bit.
meaty claws. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I got the
So
pole.
I think I want
I
to see
slither down.
whoever's
You do it.
executing this plan. I'd like to see a wit check from them to do some stuff.
All right. We're both so
Okay,
not
well,
witty.
okay, another pitch. I could drown their town.
No.
But like, what I mean is, I just like flood it, and then the foundations fall down in the
You
flood.
could absolutely create an enormous amount of water and flood a village.
Okay.
No one has to die. I just flood the very like foot level.
Okay,
so
fine,
their
foot
toes
level.
get so wet.
Okay. Yeah. We'll just ruin their livelihood. Yeah. It's fine.
I will have
So
to.
you're going to make a huge amount of water as a distraction. Okay. I think that this is a significant use of magic here to do some things. So I think I want to see 2 grip expended from fire and lightning exchange. You'll
Ooh.
find you'll have like 3 left, right? 3?
Yeah.
Cool. So tell us.
Or would you
how-
rather the pole? I'm just saying. Would you rather the pole?
No,
before
we're
you-
doing
I
the
think
water now.
this is just going to create loads of water and actually make a really good distraction.
Okay,
This is-
nice.
But the cost is going to be, 2 of your 5 sanities. You know.
Using my marbles.
So describe to me what the casting the spell looks like.
I think she puts her hands on the ground and she kind of like draws up, like, kind of underground rivers, and, like draws it all towards her, and like where her hands are, it's like water comes around her hands. And then, is this like I cast it from myself, or can I put it in like a can I be like, oh, it comes up over
You
there?
can,
or
I have the rules are not precise. about
Yeah,
that,
cool,
So just
okay,
make
okay.
it appear. It's fine,
I
wherever you
will.
want.
I would do it so it's not next to us. Otherwise, that would be real. I would say
Yeah,
the
I'll do
other
it.
side where the other tunnel is.
So you like pull an underground river out of the
Yeah,
woods
I
to
mean,
the
like,
ground and then just make a huge
Push
amount
it,
of it. Cool.
like push it to come up over the other side of the town, and like crash down in
Yeah,
a wave, like to
okay.
like knock out the bottoms
As
of like
this
some
happens,
things.
you hear screaming from the goblin camp. The children are like, "Oh, where's the water come from?" And then
fun.
all the goblins are running around. The adults are
fun.
like trying to stop the buildings from falling over. You have a perfect distraction. You are able to sneak effortlessly onto the.
I do not feel bad about this.
Look,
I-
they can. It's a fun. They were looking for a hobby, and that hobby is rebuilding.
When did they say they were? Never mind.
I just saw
Never
them
mind.
hanging around, not doing anything.
So you head
So they wanted it.
to the right, I assume, as you want to skirt
Yes.
around the camp, not go through.
Yeah.
You find yourself in another corridor. There are 4. It's a crossroads basically. Ahead of you, you can smell plums and meat. This is clearly where Sleece is cooking for the
no.
dinner you promised to attend at sundown.
I promise nothing.
There is a passageway that. Okay, well, I'm going to introduce cardinal directions now because
Okay.
it will be
Okay.
helpful. You guys have come from the north. To the south is the kitchen, and there are also passageways to the west and east.
Okay.
There is a lot of sensory information coming from the north, where you can hear the sounds of crying children and just the furniture crashing down.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
fine.
to the south, you can smell all of the food and the herbs and the spices and the wine and the alcohol and the meat. And then to the east and west, you're not really sure. You can't really smell anything happening in those directions. Oh, that's fun. Let's roll some dice. That was a 5. I can't use that. 3. 1, 2, 3.
What are you doing over there?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just rolling some dice.
What's
Uh,
happening?
Uh,
Oh,
okay.
east or west? What do you like?
what
East?
do I like?
East
What
is where a beast lives, and west
Is the best.
Is the best.
West is
There
the
we go.
best, so I guess
we're
better
going
go
west.
Perfect.
Feel good about our decisions and choices.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just rolling some dice to determine some procedures, and I really wish I had a D4 on me, but I don't.
Aww.
Going that way, 'cause that can't work. Oh, I can just D3 it now. Okay, perfect. So, as you're heading west, you now hear goblins moving in the corridors behind you.
Oh.
There is somebody back at the crossroads you just came in. You look around, you probably use your little mirror. There are 3 goblins walking up towards the village from the kitchen.
Okay.
So it's a good thing you didn't stay there for
Yes.
much longer.
Made a good decision.
You're heading down this kind of windy, snaking tunnel that is dry and cold, and there's all this weird sensory information coming from all these different directions. You see... Actually, one of you roll me an observation check, because this is an extra little thing you might see. So 2d6.
Okay.
try and get
Your
more
turn
than
now.
9.
Yeah,
okay.
7, 8.
You spot as you're walking down this corridor, there are in the walls little crawl spaces
Oh.
that you might be able to crawl through, but are definitely too small for you to walk in. They are maybe like 3 foot in diameter,
Okay.
and they're coming in. There's a couple on the left as you're walking past them. They're at various heights, but it looks like there's some kind of further tunneling warren, and you reckon these have been dug by the goblins. So there is the possibility of them appearing and inflicting shenanigans.
They're in the walls.
They're in the walls.
Okay.
Potentially. I mean, you're
Yeah.
completely unnoticed. No one has spotted you
Okay.
since you entered the complex.
Right.
But I'm sure there's no way you'd have trouble getting to any known escape points if you were at any point attacked.
Okay. Okay.
Is there any further passageway?
Oh, yeah, sorry. This is just like on the left-hand side of the bit you are currently walking through. You... you head into a big room.
Okay.
And in this big room, there's there's another passageway, one that goes north and one that goes south, and you guys have been heading west because west is best.
Okay.
That's fast, yeah.
You can smell fetid water to your north. There is a something up there, and then to the south, plums, mate, plums for days.
I feel like maybe whatever has sent them a little bit less sane maybe has something to do with the water.
Oh, maybe.
We could check that
Should we
out.
check it out? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna head.
What do you mean?
No, it's fine. You're all good. You're all good. Everyone's having a great time. So, right, before I start describing, everybody give me a grip check.
Oh.
Because I think this is one of the ones we have to go first to set up the situation. So you're trying to add your will, you want more than 9. More than 9, you get an experience point. If not, you lose one of your points. of
Come on.
Oh, I got a double 6.
A double 6. You're loving it. You're absolutely fine.
Wow,
Whereas,
look at
Liv's
this.
doing great. Maddie has rolled a 5 plus 2, 7. You've lost another point of grip. How many are you down to now?
2.
Oh my god, can
Okay.
I help you?
So, what I will do is I recommend at this point it will be a good idea to start giving yourself an affliction so you can get back
Yes.
to your full
Would love
capacity. But first I will describe what
Yes,
you see in front of you.
please do.
So, this is a big pond in the middle of the cave.
Seems fine.
And the pond you can see bubbles in it. So it's clearly something happening volcanically underneath.
Carbonated.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And it looks kind of thick and gloopy and viscous. There are 3 goblins sitting, like arms crossed, looking at the pool. And inside the pool you see lots of little kind of, how do I do this?
Oh, what have you done?
like football-sized goblin infants, like sitting in the pool. This is clearly like some kind of gestation breeding ground, and there are like 50 to 100 goblin children just like swimming in the water like tadpoles. It's this bubbling, cloudy, kind of off greeny, off purple, stinky water. It stinks to high hell, and one of the goblins. Let's see if the goblins have spotted you.
Should have used mirror on a stick.
Oh.
The goblin has rolled an 11 on their observation check, which
Now
means
they're observant.
one of the goblins looks up and he goes, "What are you lot doing here?" and grabs a spear from the shield and starts like, let me see what his actual reaction is because I need to roll this.
Blind fury.
It's quite likely that might happen because we are very close to their nest basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
makes
fair.
sense. That's their big old nest,
I
yeah.
think, we might actually see a bit of a combat now. 'Cause I think they're going to attack you. But you can always run away. There's always the option.
Okay,
Because we've not
okay.
hit combat yet, I'm going to
Yeah.
let you explore the
I
list
would
of
love
bad
that.
things that happens to
Because I would
people.
love to get some
Okay.
more grip back.
Yeah, I think
How
you
to
should.
use my thing in combat.
Cool. So, if you jump in your book that you're looking at to the page, I think it's about 85.
Wow, our best left buried book that you can check the link in the description and in the pinned
Yes,
comment to
please do.
check out now and have a little use that discount code. Wow.
So-
Consequences.
Just for those watching along with the adventure at home, we've crawled in to the back of the camp. We've gone past the nest, and we've arrived at the spawning pool, which seems fun and exciting. So in that consequences chapter, on page 88, there is a big table of afflictions.
Yes.
So the way we would use this is you need to roll a D3 and a D6.
Okay.
And then basically that will give you some combination on this table. It's like a sort of D18 that's got a flat distribution. So give me a
Alright.
D3 and a D6 and see what it gets you.
Okay, so I've got a 6 and then a
Which
1.
one of those is going to be the D3?
I just said whichever lands this will be the D3 and whichever lands this will be the
So
D6.
1 and a 6. You've ended up somehow with frothing rage. So-
I don't like being down here. And I'm mad about it. I see
Okay.
some real gross stuff.
Whoa.
So, frothing rage is on the next page. The Crypt Digger develops fits of uncontrollable anger in battle. When combat starts, you need to make a will check.
Oh no.
And if you don't, you need to spend 1 grip when you fail, or spend the whole combat attacking relentlessly, spending grip on their strongest attacks and abilities.
Oh no.
During this time, all of your attacks will have the upper hand, but the Doomsayer will not allow tactical or coordinated actions.
Oh no.
So normally this would be okay, but what you have is a magic spell that means that you're going to be spending it as fast as you can for the rest of this combat. So my microphone's just decided to go for a bit of a
Oh,
walk.
of
I think
course,
this
of
is better. So
Cool,
yeah,
cool, cool,
I
cool,
don't see
cool.
how this
No
could
doubt,
be
no
going
doubt.
wrong. So
No doubt, no
I
doubt.
love to be frothing with rage. It's my favourite activity.
okay, we could roll a different one if you like.
No, I love
think
it.
that's
This is what
pretty
we rolled.
applicable.
This is, I'm mad that I'm down here. That's
I'm
how
a
I
big
feel like
fan
this
of
is happening.
picking them because you can always pick one that works the best, but I couldn't think
Yeah.
of one that would make really good sense here.
Yeah.
Unless you ended up with "I shall be clean." Which
I
is
was
like
looking at that
you
one.
being so disgusted by it that you're like, "Oh, no,
That checks
I don't
out
have
as well,
that."
but
Just sounds like my everyday life.
I will be
Shall be clean.
Okay, so
Ooh.
your grip is now reset back to 8.
Yay!
Bad
we go.
news is that you're now going to be, if you fail your will check at the start of this combat, you might start blasting with your magic spells.
But you can also spend one of those grips to not,
to
right?
not do it, yeah,
Okay.
but which probably in this instance might be, unless you want to have fun and start blasting loads of things.
Oh, then start blasting.
Okay,
We'll
so
see.
the combat is about to start, so we want to so I'm going to go through how the rules work quickly before we do it. This is 3 goblins, so it's not going to be overwhelming. There have been instances
Okay.
where you had to fight like 8 or 10 at some point in the adventure, but this is going to be, you're not going to get murdered, but it's still going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to start by rolling initiative for the whole combat, which is going to be a D3 and add your wit to it, which for both of you guys is 0. But these goblins are kind of cheeky and fast, so they'll be adding 1. We then go in descending initiative order, and everyone on their turn gets an action.
Okay.
Now, an action can be an attack or using an ability. You can also move around a little bit. We're in Theatre of the Mind.
Yeah.
There are rules that reference something called zones, which is like the immediate space around you.
Yeah.
But it's mainly just for breaking the space up in our heads into
Yeah.
something. Well, that person's probably about 2 moves away, 2 rounds of combat, so they're
Cool.
a adjacent zone.
Okay.
And most of your long weapons or your throwing weapons will be able to attack anybody near you, whereas your melee weapon, your big crushing 2-handed axe, you'll have to be in the same zone as.
Okay.
We make an attack by
can I
rolling.
Ask with my heavy and long. It says it gives a -1 to initiative. So do I get -2?
No, just depending on the one you're using at the time, your
Okay.
initiative might be 1 lower.
Gotcha.
So when we make an attack in combat, we're going to roll 3 dice. So 2 of those dice are going to be used to meet a target number, which is set on the armor. The goblins have got 7 because they're basically wearing normal clothes.
Okay.
Walder's got 8 because she's wearing like basic crypt-digging armor, which is like leathers, some chainmail, and probably a helmet of some kind. Whereas Brunhilde has plate mail, so
Plate
it's going
and
to
a
be
shield.
on a 9. So if you want to use your spear and a shield, you'll be at 10, but you'll be at 9 if you just want to use your plate armor and your big 2-handed axe.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And you'll also be at -1 initiative again because you're wearing plate armor. So you will be at -2 no matter which weapon you want to
Alright,
use. 'Cause you're
let's,
slow, but you're going to hit really hard.
Yeah. Cool.
We attack in combat by rolling 3 dice. 2 of them are going to be trying to hit that target number, and then the third one is damage.
Okay.
You're adding your attack stat, which is going to be brawn for most of the weapons that you guys are using.
Yeah.
But if you had a ranged weapon or a light weapon, it might be wit. And then you add that to the 2 dice you want to use for hitting, and then the third one will be your damage.
Damage
dice.
mod. Okay.
Cool.
So the thing about it that's a bit weird is that it's not like you're rolling 2 dice for then in 1 attack. You roll all 3 together, and then if any of those 2 dice hit the target number, you can pick a third one to do damage.
That's
right?
cool.
Okay.
And the thing about it here is that if somebody rolls an attack against you and you don't like it, you can spend your points of grip on exertion, which is basically re-rolling any of that dice you want.
Oh.
So it means that sometimes re-rolling a dice that is low might get you a really big increase in damage.
Yeah.
Right? Because it means that basically you're looking at windows rather than rolling 3 separate numbers.
Yeah.
But I will try to, we'll see what we roll, we'll tell the guys at home what's happening,
Alright.
and then try to go from there. Okay.
Okay.
Let's
So,
rolling in
let's roll some initiatives first. The
Yes,
goblins are all going to
initiative.
move at the same time because
Okay.
they are kind of rubbish. Well,
Oh, okay. Oh, we both got 6s.
we've
So
all
that's
so we've all
3?
got 6s, but the problem here is
the
that
D3, right?
the D3. So we've all got 3 at the start,
Oh,
but
woo.
you guys have all got wit 0,
Uh-huh.
and you're at -2 because of all your armor,
Yeah.
and you're at -1 because you're using a spear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the goblins have +1 because they are very fast.
Oh no.
So they're going to get to go
Goblins.
first. So the 2
so-
goblins, there's 3 goblins here in this encounter, and I think 2 of them are going to attack the big scary lady in the plate mail, and 1 of them is going to attack Walt.
Well, one of us is
Me?
frothing, and it's not me.
Oh yeah,
so-
we need to find out if you're frothing.
Yeah,
or not.
yeah,
Roll me
yeah.
a will check. Now the good thing here is because you've only taken the first level of this advancement, your check is with advantage, so you get to roll 3 and pick the 2 highest.
Yay.
So it's not a problem
can
yet, but
do
if you
it.
fail here, like you just did there, so that is a
That's
2. You've rolled 2 and 4, and you're adding 2 to it because it's a will check. So 8 is still not 9. So you have managed to
Okay.
fail that check because you were a bit unlucky there. So
As
you
I
can
have been with
either
every roll.
spend a point of grip up
Spend that
front
grip.
to just I'll just keep myself together, but it's going to cost me something. Or you can just go really angry and start hitting people.
Spend that grip, Maddie.
The thing is that you will be able to. The fact that you are mad will give you an upper hand on all your melee attacks.
But it will mean that I'm burning through 3 grip. each
Exactly.
time.
Maybe not. I mean, some amount of grip, yeah. But it's just. Would you rather spend 1 now and have a buff, or maybe be a little bit less effective?
Yeah, okay. I thought it said that I had to use the max grip, so if
I
it's
think
3,
it is-
then...
I'm not sure. The exact wording is basically it would really suck if you had to spend
Yeah.
3 grip a turn
Okay.
using your
Yeah.
magic spell. So-
Let's just use 1.
Use 1.
to just-
Okay. So you feel this anger frothing up inside you. What is going on here? I mean, actually, it's this sacred
These are
water,
goblins.
this pool of beautiful volcanic water, they've chucked a load of babies in it and a load of sugar in it and made it
Disgusting.
horrible, and it's really offended
these
you.
I would have
Babies.
sipped that beautiful carbonated water because
Little
I
babies.
love it. Apparently, Wald loves carbonated water.
Still
It
on
ruined
sparkling?
it.
Wald knows. Okay, so... Right, goblins are going first. 2 of them
Okay.
are going
Come
to
on, then.
attack. Now, the good news is that these goblins are disorganised. So the way
Yay!
monsters work in
Mood.
Best Left Buried is that they're just a couple of numbers, and then they pick from lots of little abilities we can give them to add flavour to them. The idea being that if you want the things to be scary, you kind of can't have the same rules on every time you make a monster, so there's lots of different versions,
Yeah.
and then the full book has got like 150 different keywords you
Oh,
can throw at a
cool.
monster. So these goblins are disorganised, and I think they also
Yeah.
have just miscellaneous weapons.
Okay.
that's
Cool.
fine.
Mist
Alright.
weapons, right.
Misc weapons.
The misks.
So they're not very strong, but they're going to try hit you with these weapons they've got. These a mix of spears, janitorial supplies, and garden equipment.
Okay.
So 2 of them are going to attack together against Brunhilde, but they are rolling with, because you've got your ability.
Yeah.
I shall be. What's it called again? My shining armor gleams.
That's it.
They're going to be rolling a disadvantage. So let's see how this attack does.
Nice.
So I've rolled atrociously here.
Woo!
I've rolled a
Yay.
3 and 2 twos. We've got rid of the 2. They've managed to get a total of 4 to try and hit you when the score that they need is... Are you currently using your shield or the two-handed axe?
Two-handed axe.
Cool.
200.
They've got a
whatever it is.
4 and they need 9 to hit you. So
Okay.
you're totally fine.
Woo!
Let's see if the one
Okay.
attacking Wald has any more left.
No, don't do it.
Cool. So they have also rolled atrociously. There's a 4 and a 3 here, which they haven't got any attack stat to add, so they're not doing any damage. So both of them run up to you. You're seasoned adventurers. Let's see what happens now. Okay, so Wald is next in the initiative because we've gone from
We've got some.
4 down to 3 down to you're on 1, I think.
Probably that makes sense.
So what you can use one of your spells. You can attack them with your melee weapons. There's one guy in front of you trying to stab you with a spear, and then there's 2 other going at Brunhilde with a mixture of like. I think it's just mops. They hit you with like mops and stuff.
I am clean. Leave me be.
I would stab back, I think, and get my
Ooh,
spear
You
out.
got your spear. Okay, so make your
That's a
attack roll.
spear
3
off.
dice here. And you're trying to roll 2. You've got adding +1 to whatever you're trying to hit the armor. These goblins are very poorly armored. They've got 7.
Okay.
Come on,
Step,
come
step,
on.
step, step, step.
Cool.
Ooh,
okay,
yeah.
Okay,
so,
5 and a 3. That's an 8.
so what you can do there is you've got a 5 and 2 3s, and you can
so
use the
do-
3 and the 3,
Oh
Make it
yeah, that'd be
6.
7.
and that means you can then do 5 damage to them, which is enough to
Yes.
kill the first goblin. You stab him with the spear. He sort of like clutches his gut, rolls back down, like crawls back towards the spawning pool, leaving the other 2 to fight you.
Get
okay.
got.
Back from whence you came, goblin.
Okay, so what about Brunhilde? Big axe.
Big axe.
Scary
Brunhilde
person.
is gonna go ahead and
So you got +2 you're adding here.
Okay.
Just using a heavy weapon. If you roll a 5 or a 6, you'll basically do an injury, which is like a crit, basically.
Woohoo,
If you do
alright.
5 or 6 damage.
I did roll a 6.
Nice.
So I got a
is-
6 and 2 twos.
So if you add 2 plus 2 and then 2 for your strength, you'll be at 6, which isn't enough.
It's not enough, no.
Which means
So-
that you're currently doing a 6 and a 2, which would mean you'd only do 2 damage to the goblin, which isn't
Yeah.
enough to kill one. However, if you spend one of your points of grip, and this is always my thing, I'm trying to get you guys to spend as many points of grip as possible in this combat. If you re-roll that 2
Yeah.
and manage to get a 3, you will have 5 on your dice,
Then I can
2 from your strength, and you will deal 6 damage and just
Okay.
Get
murder
him
a
down.
goblin.
Okay, so I have 5 grip. Is that correct for
You've
me?
got 5 at the moment, yeah. You've
Okay.
not spent 3 of it on failing grip checks like Maddie has.
No.
No.
So you
I'll
can
re-roll it. Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Anything more than a 3? Oh, that's a 4. Okay, yeah. So, describe to me the violence you wreak upon this poor goblin with your big axe.
Well, I mean, he did step up to me, so you know, I think I'm going to, as they like kind of whack me with the mops, I'm going to kind of like chest bump them away from me, like, and then I'm going to slam him into the ground with my massive axe.
Oh, yeah.
like a little accordion.
Nice.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're back to the top of the combat now. I think this goblin has... Oh, God, this is not in my favour. And is going to try run away from you. So what happens here is that he needs to pass. He's trying to escape here. So think of it like as your attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
He needs to pass a wit check, which he's got 1 wit, so it's not implausible. If he passes, he will get to just run away, dive into the spawning pool where you hopefully will not follow him. And if you fail, you'll get to hit him as he runs. If he fails, you'll get to hit him as he runs away.
Nice.
So, gonna roll that now. That is a 5, and he needs 9. So yeah, you get to attack this guy. As
Eat
he runs
him!
away.
Right. Don't mind if I do. So it's a 3 dice again.
3 dice again, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So the 4 and the 2.
So
plus
that would take me up
2,
to 8, right?
He
And
needs
then
7, so 5 damage.
5
Yeah,
damage.
so that
Yes.
again smacks that goblin as he runs down the hill away from you.
yeah, you know what? I'll just smack him into the pool
Yeah,
because
so
that's where he
you-
wanted to be. You know. So
Yeah.
Exactly. So you hit him with the pool. He goes flying, probably bleeding a lot as well. It's probably not very nice looking. And he lands in the spawning pool and kind of crawls further into it while bleeding horribly, I reckon.
Yeah.
So-
As he goes, I'm like I've just swung a golf club. Yeah. I just
The fight has closed.
Yeah.
We are in the we're out of combat now. The 3 goblins have been defeated without you spending a couple of points of grip on stuff, but
Yeah.
you know that's fine.
Yeah.
all good. I
But,
mean,
and
okay.
you guys are now looking again at this huge, horrible spawning pool with hundreds of little goblins in it, probably.
I have no problem with this. It is the miracle of life. How do you feel, Wald?
Sickened. Angry.
Yes,
That's fine.
I did notice that you had a bit of.
Yes.
Something
I
at
lost
corner of your
myself
mouth.
for a moment there. But I caught myself again. I think I'm fine now. I think.
All right, I guess we'll find out. And can I go forward a little bit to inspect the pool?
Yeah, so now you get closer to it. There's different sizes of creature in here. There's some that are like football, rugby ball sized creatures swimming about, and there are other like smaller, gestating, harmless bean sized goblin eggs that are just like lurking in this big pool. You have no idea how many creatures are down here. And if you want to explore this complex more in the future, this is going to be a devastating quantity of goblins for your company to deal with.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, you haven't found any treasure yet, apart from 1 wound knitting potion. One salve to deal with your goblin bite.
Oh, I
that
assumed
Celeste gave you.
that was some sort of sabotage that she
Yeah, I
did.
think that's
Very
poison.
possible.
Yeah.
It was a potion, certainly.
It was a potion.
So I'm just thinking, we wander around, we just see if there's anything else, and if there's not, and there's no treasure here, then they can have the run of the place. It's fine. They can live here.
Do you want to have a dig around and see if there's anything sort of in this room? Then?
Yeah, I'll look
Okay.
around, poke
Sure.
Let me
around.
see if I find anything. Yeah, okay. Sitting on the back of the chair that one of the goblins was resting on is a goblin size but still very fancy looking embroidered waistcoat. It has
Ooh.
stitched into it lots of like little purple thread that is like looks like grapes or plums or something.
Aww.
And
On brand.
So it's like a fancy looking waistcoat that you reckon would fetch a pretty penny to somebody in the city maybe.
Oh, on
It's a
it
little
goes.
tight,
It's very tight.
but I think it looks good.
Yeah,
Very good.
absolutely. You have a waistcoat now. Feel free to add that to your character sheet.
Treasure waistcoat.
Yeah. Congratulations.
So that is currently 2 experience points worth of treasure.
My
So,
goodness.
could be able
Colour
to
in my
sell
shop.
that
I've
for
already
some
coloured outside the lines. Wow.
money. It technically turns into experience when you return it to camp and sell it to your camp's quartermaster, but you can mark it up now. That's no problem.
Why not?
Yeah.
I've already started colouring in. Yay!
I love to colour it in.
I love to colour.
Um,
Okay. Is this like a dead end? It's like
Dead
just,
end, yeah. It's just
okay.
the big pool is ahead of you with the weird water, and then behind you is the way back up to the T junction you were at before.
if I look into the pool and I look at one of the egg sacs, is it just like a little goblin face in there, and all of a sudden it just goes "Dun-dun," and like opens its eyes at me?
I think if you pick one of them up, it's going to start like twisting and moving around. But at the moment, I don't think they're like aware of what's going on.
I definitely don't pick it up. I touch it with
There
my
are
10-foot
some
pole.
larger ones that are like swimming
Yeah, this-
around, like maybe like goblin toddlers or something.
Gobblers.
Good
Wait.
in the big soupy brewy spawn water.
Yeah, stir it with your stick. Stir the soup.
Little toddlers are like,
Whirlpool. Okay, let's turn it
let's go
around.
away.
Let's go back and try a different route.
okay, let's do that.
Cool. So you can either head at that junction. You can either head back east towards where you know the kitchen and the village was, or you can head further south.
Try south.
Yeah, let's try
Yeah,
south.
I don't want to
to
go back to the
No,
kitchen.
I don't want to be there.
I don't want to be confronted what I did at the village, and I don't want to go to the kitchen.
So
Absolutely.
this is the only other option for us.
Cool. So this is another big cave, not as big as the one with the nest in it or the spawning pool, but it is just literally full of plums. Like wall to wall, standing on it, jumping on it, plums. And you know that probably once in a time they'd have put the plums in barrels and let them sit here. But right now it's just floor to floor, like probably several feet deep of plums in this room. But you can see another exit to the south, and high on the east walls, more of those little crawl spaces that you know the goblins were capable of coming in and out of.
Okay.
Should we wade across?
Yes, but also be mindful of the fact that if we get chased in
Halfway-
here,
Yes.
we're going to get goofed. So yes, let's wade our way
Let's
through.
quietly squelch our way across the room.
Cool. There is a lot of squelching as you do head across the room. Let me see what direction I come from. Cool.
Wait, who's coming from where?
That's
What?
fine, don't worry.
What?
So, yeah, you manage to reach a little corridor ahead of you that's kind of out of the plums, and there's a little there's some little steps leading out of the room that kind of you imagine there is actually a staircase beneath all these plums that leads into this big hall, but right now it's just you kind of walk up the top of the staircase and there is a curtain ahead of you.
Mirror on a stick.
You stick the mirror on the stick through a curtain, and you see on the other side, you're back in the mansion now.
Okay.
And so these are it's a low ceilinged room, like maybe 5 feet or something, so you have to crouch. But it is a gallery, or like a sitting room of some kind. And in this room are lots of big sofas and lots of paintings of goblins, or halflings rather, that have been defaced and like drawn on and graffitied over. And there is one big window that looks out into the fields, and then there is also a little door to the left.
The mansion feels like where the treasure will be. It feels like we're in the right
Agreed.
location.
Yes, I'm also very excited to be out of the
small caves.
the bathing pool and
Yes.
the baby pool and yes, the bathing pool.
Babin pool.
The bathing pool. Yes, should we have a look around here?
Yeah, let's search
Quiet,
around,
like.
just look in drawers.
So
Oh!
as you look in, one of the drawers has a big, there's a globe, right?
Ooh.
And you open the globe, and inside the globe is it's one of those like little mini bars, spinning mini bars.
Okay.
And so there's 4 or 5 bottles of spirits, mixtures of various things. None of it's plum wine, weirdly.
Okay.
But also in the centre of it is a big red glass bottle with a cork stop in the top that has no label on it. And the liquid inside is kind of a sparkly, glowy, red, yellowy, orangey. It kind of catches the light as you kind of spin the globe around or pick it up. It looks fancy.
Ooh,
This feels good.
this does feel good. I will go ahead and
You
grab
take it.
that if you don't mind.
It looks also like it's the same type of cork stopper that is in the
One that.
the
I was
one
given.
that Celise gave you. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the mystery fancy potion.
Yes. Mystery
So
fancy.
one of the rules in Best Left Buried is that if it's a potion, you normally have to drink it by spending loads of grip, and what
Yeah.
the potions do is give you monster abilities, right? So, for example, instead of it being a potion of healing, you would have a potion of wound knitting, for example, which would give you the ability that a troll has to regenerate health over time, right?
That's cool.
But you have to spend some of your grip doing it because it's like you're joining the monsters in the dungeon by
Yeah.
using all their powers. And what you can do, if you don't want to drink the whole potion, you can do what we call a sip check by drinking just a little bit of it, doing a grip check, and if you pass, if you do that, I will tell you what the potion ability would be.
Want to sip?
Should I sip now?
I can sip if you want.
I feel like, wait a minute, so this will negatively affect grip.
Yeah, you will lose a point of grip if you fail the check. If you pass, you will gain a point of experience, but you will find out what the potion does.
I'll do a sip check, sure.
Do you want to sip the one that Celeste gave you to deal with the wound, or do you want to try drink the one that you just picked up in the
The one that I just picked up.
Yeah, I want the
Okay,
sparkly
cool.
one.
So roll me the grip check. Let's see if you lose any points.
Okay, so that's 2d6.
2d6. You're trying to get more than 9, adding your will to it. You have absolutely failed. That is a 2 and a 2 plus 1. So you lose a point of grip. That'll bring you down from, I think,
4 to 3.
4 to 3. You're getting
Remember.
close there.
Oh,
That
thank you.
might be worth taking an affliction at some point soon. Maybe not yet. I don't know.
You
I'll
hate
take an
it.
affliction. Why
Okay.
not?
Yeah,
Cool.
let's
First, I'll
stay
tell
safe.
you what the potion does.
Oh, that's
You
good.
feel this bubbling heat in your stomach. It tastes like whiskey, and then you do a little burp, and fire comes out. You have got a fire breathing potion.
Oh, yeah.
That's big for Bromwell.
Yeah, this is what Brumhilda's always.
So
This
you'll
is
be able
so
to drink that once. It will cost you 2 grip, I think, to drink it, and then you'll be able to
Okay.
use a fire breathing ability, which will do loads of damage to people in an area
Heck
for
yeah.
the rest of the fight, basically, or for 1 minute in real life.
Pop it here.
Like outside of combat. I can't remember if it's 1 minute.
Big.
Love that.
Big.
So I'll take an affliction. Yeah, why not?
Cool.
So
Okay, so
80.
we've got the option of rolling here if we like, but there is one called the Glorious Blaze, which is about setting things on fire.
Okay, interesting. Let me have a little look-see.
But we
The
can always just
Glorious
roll it and see
Blaze.
which would be more fun.
Oh, wow. Ooh. If I give it a roll and then see what it comes up with, and then if I'm like, meh,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Cool.
Ultimately, when I used to play the game, I was like, oh no, you have to roll it randomly. It's how it works. And I realised like sometimes it's just more fun to pick the one that makes
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
most
you're
sense.
like,
so
it
too, yeah.
thematically makes sense. Why
Also,
not?
it kind of is a good safety tool because it means sometimes people
Yeah.
who don't want to end it with something bad
Yeah,
can
that's
pick
true.
one they want rather than getting assigned something that would be awful.
That's
this is my D3.
Cool. So that's a 2.
A 2, and then D6 is a 5. So 2 and 5. That is.
That will be Lost and Without Hope.
Aww.
Oh.
Wait, 2 and 5, 1 through E. No, wait a second. How does
Is that solace in the bottle?
So
Oh.
2 on the. Oh, wait a second. I forgot how tables work. You rolled a 1 on the D3 and a 5 on the D6.
yeah.
A
Right?
4 on the D3. So 2 on the D3 and then a 5 on the D6.
So I think that's Lost and Without Hope because it's like you go onto the second table, which
Yeah.
would be 7 through 12, and take the 5th option.
Okay.
So Lost and Without Hope.
What's the without
would be that.
hope?
The Crypt Digger has seen too much of the Crypt's evil, realising that the world is doomed, and before society collapses, they must prepare, repenting for their sins and purifying their bodies and souls with tattoos and piercings or deliberate wounds. Your character will be characterised by a lack of respect for mortality, and apathy regarding the consequences of your actions, or long, hazy end-time rant.
I love all of that.
That's.
Do we prefer that to a Glorious Blaze?
I mean, this one just says I get a bunch of tattoos and piercings, so like.
I just become really cool. Okay.
Rad as hell? Yeah, I don't mind if I do. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do
You're just
that.
telling me
Go
like, give
ahead.
me a tattoo. Give me a tattoo right
Yeah.
now.
Wald, I need you to pierce my skin. Wald, and then. Yes.
So fire now, you do this little burp of fire, and you understand you now have this powerful weapon, which will maybe help you defeat a large number of goblins.
And then I take
So
my
what
consequences.
fire breathing will do is that I believe it allows you to attack an entire zone.
Ooh,
Once
that'll be big. When a
with
bunch of
fire,
goblins
which should be-
finally when all these goblins finally
Yeah.
catch up to us.
When they're gonna get there.
Yeah, no. You can. Oh, so what you've got now
Uh-huh.
is by drinking this potion, you can use your vigor, which is your health points,
yeah.
as if it was grip to cast Fire and Lightning Strange. So you can spend a bunch of your health points and burp up a load of fire.
Amazing. I can just look over yours.
Yeah.
So now that I've taken my consequence, I can go back to up to, is it 8?
Eight, yeah.
Eight.
Bonus 10,
I can just, exactly.
Turn your 3 into an 8.
There it is.
You love snowman.
It's such a bad little 8. Okay.
So it's about 10 past 4. We've got
Okay.
about 50 minutes left, right?
Yeah.
If we want to do the 3-hour stream.
Let's crack on and find
go
some
for it,
treasure
guys.
and hustle out of here.
Yeah, let's get going.
The
Okay.
potions are worth a fair amount of money. You could sell them for
Okay.
probably
Even when I've
a
sipped.
bit. Even when you've sipped, you'll be
Even when
okay.
I've done
We just
'Cause
dip
it's
it and, like, fill it
I
up with
take
water.
a little bit and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
just
see how that would go wrong.
Yeah.
I can test it out for you.
You know, it's like a
You're
parent,
welcome.
Parents liquor cabinet. You take a sip, fill the rest up with water, they'll never know. They'll never
That
know.
was whiskey, Maddie. It's fine. It's fine. With water. It's
Fill it with water, they'll never know. Fill it, I don't know, what's brown?
Yeah.
Coke, just fill it with Coke, they'll never know.
Fill it with Coke. Yeah, shit.
So there's a window that goes out into the vineyards.
Okay,
You
that's
can
an
probably
escape
get
route.
your way through an escape route. And then there's this door out into the main corridor. Probably.
Can I, like, kind of
I've not told you yet it goes out into the main corridor. When you check, it goes out into the main
Okay.
corridor.
Gotcha. Can I, like,
We do a
unhook the window so that we can, like, it's like a faster escape route for us? You know, just
I think it's possible that there is a hook on this window that you will be able to open. I'm imagining it is a kind of what windows does Bilbo Baggins have? Good question. Yeah, but you can open the windows because they pull salmon through the window, don't
Yeah,
they?
a little circle.
yeah,
I feel like they have a little circle.
yeah,
windows.
Little
let's
circle windows.
open it up. Just somebody opened it up.
So you
to,
can get up there. Okay, cool.
Let it breeze in.
Yeah, that'll be a little,
Okay.
little breeze.
We peer out into the corridor. See, it's the corridor.
Cool.
Use that mirror.
Do we always use the mirror? Look either way.
Both ways before you cross the
So
street.
on to the right of you is a door. This will go out. This looks like it goes out right next to the window, but you've got a door here as well.
Okay.
And then also to the left there is this big long corridor. You can't recognise it, but there was a big long snaking corridor that kind of went in this direction earlier,
Okay.
and you know that way east is probably towards where the kitchen is. And you came in initially the cupboard where you found Yoren and the games room was right near that east entrance. So this will kind of send you back towards the kitchen, but you know, because you walked down the corridor earlier, there are a bunch of rooms to the south that kind of go off that main corridor that you were led past on your way to dinner.
Okay, we should probably head there.
Coincidentally, you have about 45 to 60 minutes to when Celise expects you to arrive for dinner.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Let's just fill our pockets and then make a run for it.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
And then if they chase us,
if
you can breathe fire.
If you head down the corridor, there is a little room on the right, and then there is another little bit, and then another room on the right.
Just go through the first one we find.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
listen.
Cool. Okay, so
Listen.
you. Good idea. Roll me
listen. Good idea.
a perception check. So a observation check. So 2 dice, trying to get more than 9. The higher you roll, the more information you get.
4.
Okay.
3 and a 1.
It's a really thick door.
Thick,
You
it's
can't
a
really
thick-
hear anything.
It's probably
Quality wood.
fine.
Quality wood.
Quality.
These hobbits are very rich. Yeah, they've got a lot
Yeah.
of money on them.
No, we gotta find it. It's gotta be somewhere.
Get that.
My money's tied up in wine.
Yeah, why not? I'll go ahead and open that door.
Cool. So, this is a. This looks pretty well put together compared to
Okay.
the east bits of the house you were in earlier. There is a big bookshelf, and then there are several like with little tables at the end of them, and you can see in the centre of the table is a big like ashtray with. This is clearly a smoking room
Yeah.
of some kind. And yeah, it kind of smells hazy and horrible in here. And they have there is a window here out to the outside world, open ajar. But also in this room is a little crawl space that you can see, not dug out of the stone like it was back in the tunnels, but kind of they've kicked the plaster through and then just like dug through the earth with their hands. And this looks like it leads to a room to the east of you.
Okay. Have a look around.
Okay, let's see
We'll
if
see.
you find anything.
Why not?
Pulling up sofa cushions. Just looking around. Who knows?
There is under the coffee table with the big ashtray on it. You open one of the drawers, and in there, alongside some just like lint and rubbish and bits of cutlery, is a bottle with 84 written on it. You remember from earlier,
84.
this is the vintage that Celise asked one of the goblins to fetch. You know this is one of the good years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have a
I'll write
vintage
that
bottle
down.
of plum wine.
All right.
And that is your treasure. From
Very
looking around.
nice.
Let's see if you find anything else in here, because there is a fair bit of... No, you don't. That's fine. That's all there is in this room.
Yeah. Just cheeky little bottle of 84.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fabulous, yeah. Love it.
Smells like a good year.
What if we just get drunk?
No.
So,
Maybe we just got drunk, yeah.
at what point did you leave the wheelbarrow behind? Oh no, you gave it to them. You
I
gave
gave it to
taken-
yeah,
the girls so they would take it back to the kitchen.
Taken away from us.
R.I.P.
Can I like stick my head into like that little crawl space to see what's going on in there?
Get it stuck in there.
Yeah.
Winnie the
You
Pooh.
stick your head through, and yeah, indeed. Roll me an observation check. Again, 2 dice trying to get more as high as you can.
Observe in the hole.
Going to observe the whole. Oh, that's an 8 on the dice.
You can hear snoring.
Okay.
The snoring of something further into the hole. Maybe it's in the next
Snoring,
room. Maybe it's
yeah.
somewhere in these little tunnels. You're not sure.
Something is asleep and prime for the stabbing.
We could just pop in.
We could just
Have a
pop
little
in and
look.
have a little look,
And
sneaky
also
little
it is
look.
asleep.
I think
and
the
waking
issue
it
you're
would
gonna
be bad.
these tunnels are gonna be you will be crawling through
okay.
them and it will not be quiet.
The tunnels feel like that's not where the treasure would be. I feel like in the fancy rooms is where the treasure will be. Because I feel like
Okay.
they've lost sense of monetary goods. The tunnels are where they're keeping
The
their feral stuff.
feral beasts, yes. All right. Well, if we could just keep an eye, if we
out.
just like make a mental note of where that snoring is
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
from, maybe.
There was it seems plausible that it will be in the room to the east of in the corridor there was another room on the right hand side. It
Yeah.
might be someone sleeping in that room.
Okay.
Maybe not skip that one.
We could skip it. Can I try and get a little bit closer to that room and see if I can hear
Yeah.
any more?
Okay. Yeah. When you put your ear against the wall in that main corridor, you are indeed able to hear a snoring person. Something snoring in there. It's louder now, but you are hearing it like through the door adjacent rather than kind of going through all the little holes.
Is it so loud that I could like do a little, and they wouldn't?
Probably,
hear it?
yeah, it's plausible.
I'll have a little.
Let's try.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is the dining room.
Okay.
There are a bunch of tables in here. All of them have been. Some of them look like they've been flipped over to make like barricades.
Yeah.
Like there's a big table facing the door that's been like thrown over, and then another one facing another door at the far east end of the room. And yeah, you can definitely hear somebody snoring in here.
Peep over one of the tables.
Yeah, we'll have a little peep. May as well have. May as well have a little
Oh,
peep,
while
right?
we're in here, may as well peep the barricade.
Yeah.
Cool. So let me see anything else. No. Okay. In the middle of this food, the room rather, there is a big pile of rotten food that somebody has clearly made a meal and they're not finished eating it. But yeah, you can see in the corner a big velvet tablecloth that the sound is coming from. There is clearly somebody sleeping under that tablecloth.
Does it look like halfling goblin
It could
size?
be. It looks more likely to be that size than a full person.
Okay.
All right.
Well, probably leave that then, shall we?
Cool.
Can I take like a little look? Like a little
Yeah,
look.
you move the tablecloth slowly. There's sort of like and you know like when someone like pulls the blankets back, like
Yeah.
you get that, and then there's a pulling and sort of, and you are left. Yeah, it's definitely 100% a goblin sleeping under there.
Just a little gobbo. All right, yeah, that's
Alright.
cool. That's cool. Okay.
That's his business.
All right, we'll leave. Yeah, I don't want to disturb anyone's sleep.
There is the door to the east, and then there is the door to the north, which leads you back into the hallway.
Okay, let's try east then.
Let's try east.
Cool. So this is this room is the mother lode.
Oh
in
my
here
God.
there are 15, 16 barrels of this plum wine.
Ooh.
This you can't tell the year, but it's the first time you have seen wine the goblins have not drunk. And it is sitting here, very big, very heavy. If you know that if you were to take this back to the camp, this would be worth a lot of money. This is the first thing where you've gone, okay, this isn't like something I can grab and put in a rucksack.
Okay.
This is like treasure industrial
Okay.
that I could make cash
And this
out
is
of.
what we've been told to get, right? We were told
Pretty
to
much, find the money.
We're gonna get this and get it out, basically.
Yeah.
So,
This room has no windows.
okay.
The nearest window is back in the smoking room.
Yes.
Or out by the door, but you can. There's a door to the north of you that would go back onto the main hallway.
And the main hallway would lead to the front door.
Lead to the front door at either the east end or the west end.
We could try the west end, because it's not near the kitchen.
Yes.
Sure.
Let's just try and roll
Just-
one out each, or one together. How big are they?
Let's go one each. Let's do
They
it.
are big enough for one person to roll them. without
All
needing
right,
help.
one
It would be
each.
slow and it would be quicker if you did it with two people, but one barrel each makes sense.
I think if we do it, try and do slowly and quietly as
Yeah.
long as possible. As soon as we hear noise, just barrel it down.
Cool. Okay, so you grab a barrel each. You try to find. There's one from 76. There's one from 93. I don't know. I'm just picking years. And as you open the door, you realise this room is directly opposite the kitchen, and you are like it's a crossroads, and your door is here. The kitchen is up here. You can hear Celise merrily singing to herself as she's cooking dinner. There is a hustle of goblins in that room. There is a lot of wine behind you that you are going to have to roll directly past the front door, or try to get it through the dining room, which had all the broken over tables and the sleeping goblin.
Front door seems better. Do we have to go through the kitchen to get to the front door?
With the past
no,
kitchen, right?
Let's
so-
go past it.
The map, right? You are in this room here.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the kitchen, and there is a door here and a door here.
Okay.
And you've been through these rooms to the left. This is the dining room and the smoking room. You've not been in this one. That is the games room.
Okay.
So
The games
as-
room where they were playing.
They're playing snooker at the
Snooker.
start. Yeah.
I would like to set my bear trap outside the kitchen.
Ooh,
plan, solid
good idea,
plan.
Good idea. Funny, I had my manacles, but I got rid of them.
What
And
you
then
got rid of
shield.
for? Your shield, yeah.
And then in chalk, I'm going to put, they went that way and point the opposite way that we went.
Oh my god, so foolproof.
Foolproof plan. Okay.
Maybe we should set a fire in the kitchen doorway. So if they come out, it's a fire.
We can set a fire. Although, if we set a fire, then we won't be able to come back and get the rest of the wine, right?
I feel like this is a we get out, we're not coming back. I think it's a scorched earth kind of situation, do we not feel?
I don't know. Well, I feel like people will be coming. If we report back, they'll be coming back to sort out the wine situation,
Alright.
the pool of goblin babe situation, I guess.
Okay, alright, I won't set a fire,
Okay.
even though I would love to. Well,
I
I'll
mean-
save that for another time.
Look, if we're gonna set a fire, I can do that in a moment's notice.
Yes,
So
true.
You know. So basically,
We can set a fire if it happens.
what if? Mm-hmm. What if we just tell them, "Hi, we're taking this, and you are not going to stop us. And if they try to stop us, then I'll set your house on fire." What if we just threaten them openly?
I feel like let's do that when we're already. Let's just try and roll it away sneakily first.
Okay.
I don't want to confront like 20 goblins. I just feel like I don't need to.
Okay, fine. Fine. Okay. We'll
Start
just-
rolling it out quiet. I've set my
we'll
bear
just-
trap by the kitchen.
You set up your bear trap. Did you execute the they went that way
Yeah.
arrow as well?
You did it. You did it.
Did
Yeah,
it,
you
cool.
did it.
No point the other way.
Kind of thing that would work with goblins. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to see a wit check from both of you to see how quietly you are capable of rolling these enormous barrels.
This is our make or break moment.
2 successes here. What's that?
That is a 4.
Cool.
Oh, can I re-roll with grip?
Exactly. You can use grip here to re-roll these, but you can't re-roll dice you've re-rolled. So
Okay.
if you spend your grip here and you still fail, so
So
with
I need
the
to spend 2 points
you
of
need
grip.
to spend 2, and that would give you, and like the straight 9 with no modifiers is like a 25% chance, maybe 20. But yeah, you should try it, especially
I know.
because you'd only need a 6 if you reroll. No, so you both want to reroll both of them and just burn the green because it might get you away scot-free.
Come on.
Which would be great.
Which, to be fair, there's like a very low chance of it happening. I shouldn't have told you to do that.
No,
So-
that is a 5.
So
now.
your plan, there's a moment when you hear one of the goblins say, "Wait a second, what's that over there?" You could obviously pointing at a bear trap, and then you're like, "Shit, we need to go faster. We need to go faster." And
Yeah.
so you both failed completely, and we are now entering our "Can we run away from all the goblins in the kitchen
roll the
faster than that?" Okay, cool. So now.
Okay.
How the thing is
Yeah,
that
same.
Best Left Buried does not include chase rules, which is what we've entered into here. There is no "can I run away with 2 enormous barrels?"
Well, I
So
guess I should
sorry.
just threaten them, you know?
I mean, threaten them.
No. We'll improvise a subsystem.
Okay.
It's okay. I think you guys both need to make brawn checks to see how fast you can
Alright.
roll the barrels now you're
You don't
rolling.
need to
Come
run
on.
fast, you just have
Yeah.
to outrun me.
Yeah.
To be clear, if either of you fail, if one of you fails, it will mean that goblins reach that person before they escape. You get out.
Okay.
Oh,
And then you'll be fighting them in the hallways rather than in the fields.
in the fields.
Okay.
Okay. All right, that's better.
Snake eyes!
So they both. So
What is
That is a 9 for me though.
so what does happen is that you hear at least 10 goblins running out, including Celeste. 2 of them say, "Wait, they went that way," and then run off the other way.
Yes!
One of them steps in the bear trap, and you hear an
Yes.
enormous "ouch!" And 7 goblins are still chasing you down the hallway.
Hey.
And you can hear behind them, a few turns away, Celeste, like,
Ah.
not stomping, but she sounds a lot bigger than the other goblins are. So there are now 7 goblins running at you down a hallway. We are now entering a combat.
All right.
Unless you want to try talk your way out of this, which I
you want to just
can't see it happening.
Try threatening?
I'll try threatening them. Yeah, sure. I will. If
I'll
you'll
wave
allow
my
me.
torch around manically
Yeah.
while you're doing
Well, this is going to stop you from running away
She is
if you are talking.
Frothing. That's
Yeah.
fine. I want abandoned walls. Yeah, it's fine.
So, have you rolled your frothing check?
No.
Do you want to do that quick? We'll see.
Froth. Make sure you don't froth.
So you are.
Bye.
You do have an extra dice because you still got the upper hand of it because you've only taken the affliction once. So that 2 still doesn't help. You failed. You either need to accept a grip and just lose a point, or start burning grip as you fight because you're angry.
Do I not add my will to it?
You add your will to it of +2. So what?
So
No, but
9.
you're only picking the 2 highest
Oh,
of the 3.
yeah,
It's
of
advantage
course,
rather
of
than bad.
course.
I'd
Oh
spend
dear.
that grip, mate. I'd spend
Yeah,
that
I'll
grip.
spend my grip.
So what are you down to now?
4.
4. Well, what a good thing you've burnt through. You started with 6, and then you went all the way down to 2. You went back up to 8, and now you're
Yeah,
back up
it's
to 4
just
again.
been a
Perfect.
wild
My
ride.
mind is just all over the
All
place.
over the gap. So you're going to try shout at them.
Yeah.
What are you shouting?
Brynhilda is going to stop, turn, and like stamp her way over to like whoever's at the head of them,
Yeah.
and just like stop, stock still in front of them, and we'll just be like, "You will leave us alone."
I'm manically waiting the fire out.
Do you not see how she froths? We will take the wine. You can continue doing whatever the hell this is, and that will be that. And if you try to come after us,
TV's about to turn off.
that's okay.
That's okay.
If you try to come after us, we will set this whole place. We'll burn it all down.
Burn it! I'll wipe
All
my.
down.
I'll
Okay.
hold my torch next to
She'll
some
do
curtains
it.
or something.
She'll do it.
I will see. I'm going to roll a thing quickly. I'm going to roll a mood to see how well
That is a mood, though.
that reacts.
Big mood.
Threatening mood.
Big threatening
Well, I need
mood.
to get to the right bit of the monster manual because we moved this about.
How reasonable are they? You know.
How reasonable are they being? A
One.
6.
What does that
So,
mean?
so basically, this is a reaction roll. So the monsters have different reaction rolls per monster. I'm just rolling the general one here to see how well this AE plan works. It runs from helpfully, friendly, indifferent, wary, unfriendly, hostile, and I rolled a 6.
Oh,
So they are immediately
no.
hostile. You're stealing their wine. They like the wine very much. We will now
No.
begin a combat proper. So
Okie dokie.
I'm now going to see how fast the goblins are.
Run.
They are at a 2 + 1, so their initiative is 3.
Okay.
So you're rolling a d3, and you're -1 because of the spear.
And I'm minus.
You're -2 because there's the
2.
plate armor and the big axe.
So
I've got 2.
I'm on 0, I think.
You're on 0. You're on 2. So the goblins are going first.
Yeah, that's wild.
then-
Yeah, that makes
So basically, there's 10 of them at the start. 1 of them got killed by the pit trap, and 2 of them went that way.
Yep.
Which means there's now 7 goblins attempting to attack you.
All right.
Because you are standing in front of them. There is nobody else there. You are probably a little bit in trouble. There are 7
That's
goblins. Normally in Best Left Buried, they would be attack. Each additional creature in the same zone as you would give an upper hand, which would be an extra advantage.
Ooh.
But because they are disorganised and not very good
Yes!
at job,
Okay.
they will only have the upper hand.
Oh.
But
Okay.
because you've got
Because my shining armor.
because you're
gleams.
shining armour, because there's more than 6 of them, they have 2 upper hands,
Okay.
and you've got 1 against the odds, so it's just normal.
Okay.
So it's normal.
Alright.
So they'll be
Yeah.
making 1 attack against you normally.
All right.
Let's see how this goes.
Okay.
They're not adding anything to it because they're still pants.
Okay, good, good, good.
So,
Good, good, good. Oh, I still
wait
like
a
us
second.
through one
Have I done the
there.
maths wrong? Upper hand times
So
2
what-
upper hands, 1 against the odds. Which means that they do actually have the upper hand, so I'm going to roll 1 more. Sorry,
Okay.
I forgot how
No,
my
that's
own rules
fine.
work. They've still rolled nothing more than a 4.
Yay!
So
Right,
this
right.
whole horde of goblins is just like jumping at you, attacking you with mops and cutlery and kitchen knives. But you've got a battle axe and plate armor, and they are 4 foot tall.
Yeah.
So they're going in, you're pushing them back, there's a bit of axing, you're kind of, I imagine, doing a sort of slow fighting retreat. It is now your turn. What are you going to do?
I would like to do my fire and lightning and breathe.
yeah.
Not fire like you, but I would like to
Water.
conjure up a bunch of water and
Let me
Drown
check.
them all.
Does it hit a zone or just a single person? They're so closely packed together, I will let any overflow.
Will that
Yes.
if I were to set fire to that afterwards, would it negatively affect?
It's not Pokemon. You'll be
Okay,
fine.
cool.
no.
Why not, Zach?
I mean, it's magical fire. Like it's like I feel like
Yeah,
you
right?
can
Like-
still
So
get
magic
some
just, I think, because normally you'd only be able to attack 1 of them, but because all 6 of them are on top of each other, they will be doing. You'll be hitting a lot of them, I think. So I will let any overflow damage you do kill additional goblins.
Love that.
Yay!
We
So
love that.
how many points of grip would you like to spend here?
I spent 2,
2.
and I have 2 left.
So the way this works is you're using your big attacky spell. And you're going to do an attack roll, and it's always got the upper hand because it's very powerful. And you will deal an amount of damage equal to what you would have done for damage times by the number of grip you spent. So it will do a total of twice whatever you roll. So you spent your 2 grip. You're down to 2 now, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Can't go wrong.
Fine, it's
How
fine.
many goblins do you manage?
Oh.
cool.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty good.
6s,
So
2
you've
and a
got 2
1.
6s and a 2. So the 6 and the 2 will hit, which means you'll deal 6 damage,
Yeah.
and that 6 will be doubled
Yeah.
because you've got a lot of magic.
Yeah.
And then you're
Love
basically
that.
just going to throw water down the corridor, knock a bunch of them over. So
Yes.
how many hit points does one of these goblins have? I reckon about 4. So I think you killed 3 goblins of the 7 with that big blast.
Murder them.
And then
Be drowned.
Murder
you
these
will.
guys.
What will happen next? But the other thing is you've rolled an injury, so I need to see what happens to the poor goblins.
Oh,
Because
these
there
poor
might
little
be some
guys.
overflow or something particularly
Look,
dramatic.
we tried to threaten them very kindly.
We
did. That was a
tried,
good threat.
and they didn't
Yeah.
want to listen.
We're both very threatening individuals.
Yes.
We should have,
Should have realised that.
I
should have.
D3, that's the D6. Okay, cool. So
and now
you've
they're gonna
knocked
get
a bunch
washed
of them
away.
over. They're on there. You've knocked them down. They're going to need a round to stand up,
Sweet.
basically.
I'll be running with my wine.
So you have an axe. It is now your turn.
Yeah.
What are you going to? Because Wold's knocked a bunch of them over.
Yeah.
You can either keep rolling the barrel or just go at them with your axe while they're on the ground.
I was going to take a drink of my fire-breathing potion.
Yeah!
Apply the
Breathe
same
on the
thing.
water
Okay.
down!
So drinking a potion. Now this is a
Blood.
very powerful ability to apply to lots of enemies in one little choke point.
Yep.
So
yep,
potion requires a point of grip to drink it.
Okay.
So you lose that now.
Right.
And then you can spend either 1 or 2 points of your vigor to cast the same spell that Maddie just did.
Sure. Yeah. I'll take. What's the difference between 1 and
So
2?
if you do 1 point, it will just deal the dice of damage. If you spend 2 points, you will double the amount of damage you will
Spent
do.
2 points.
Double
Why don't we?
Cool.
That's I just scribble out an input Nate.
So
cool.
you spend 2 points. Now you need to make your 4-point attack roll. You're adding your will here to this.
Okay.
So it's only
it's
plus
plus
1 you're
one.
adding, but we'll see what you can do. And you've
So,
got 4 dice,
four
and you're
dice.
discarding the lower.
Come on.
Okay, so you have definitely not rolled as well as Maddie has done. There is
No.
a 2 1s, a 2, and a 3.
Okay,
That will
what-
still maybe be enough to hit though.
What
so,
if I were to re-roll some stuff by spending grip?
Come on,
so
let's
you
just
can spend.
scorched earth,
All
baby.
out, all
Let's
out.
go.
So if you re-roll one of, so there's no. You can either re-roll one, or you could either roll one of the ones or both of them, depending on how many you want to spend. Either way, it will do good stuff for your damage.
Yeah,
You are 1 point away from doing. Not if you. Oh, Christ. Yeah, it's worth doing. The math is a bit too hard for me to do on stream.
No worries, that's
How
fine.
many
I'm going
points
to take
do you
that down to
spend?
3, and I'm going to re-roll these 2 1s. Oh, come on.
Come on.
That's better.
Cool, so that's
Yay,
much
5 and
better.
a 2.
Okay, so
Yeah.
2
Okay.
and the 3 is gonna. You'll need the 5 and the 2 to hit. I'm
Okay,
afraid.
that's that.
So that
okay.
means you'll deal 3 damage, which is 6, which will kill another 2 goblins.
Okay, sure.
So you breathe fire down the corridor, your damage overspills, there are now 5 dead goblins and 5 left. They've been knocked on the ground, they're running at you, use the rest of your turn to quickly roll the barrel as fast as you can up the hill. You can, because of the potion, do that same thing again next turn.
Okay, yeah.
You've given up a lot of treasure to drink this potion because it would have been quite expensive.
No.
Yeah,
and
but it's
okay,
fun.
But it's
It's
fun,
fun,
and you're
it's
setting
worth
goblins on
it.
fire. Okay, so start of this round, the next round, because everyone's gone now. I'm going to see how fast Celise is.
Oh, please be slow.
The answer
Celise.
is extremely. She's rolled a 4.
Oh,
my-
Celise.
She is very angry. Which one of her spells does she want to use?
No.
Yeah,
Celise.
she's
just had a ladle.
She has got a ladle, and she's pretty big with the ladle, but also she has
Celise,
weird and
please.
different potions.
Please.
Thing is, she knows she's brewed that potion you've got, so I think she might have one in her back pocket as well.
Oh, the fire one or the wound
The
knitting
fire,
one?
maybe both. I
Maybe,
think.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Let me see what other potions I could have her.
Ooh, what other potions does she possess? What?
None, Celise. Celise doesn't like
Celise, put
person.
them away.
She
Celise-
decided she doesn't like
She
them
was
anymore.
not prepared for a battle. She was simply making dinner.
Yeah.
You know? So
And then you murdered 5 of her children.
well, I mean, she's
Look,
got plenty more
She's got
down in the pool.
so many. She can just pick 5 more out of the pool. It's
Exactly.
easy.
Bada bing, bada boom. 5 more. Don't worry about
Easy
it.
as. Scoop up some of that goblin frog spawn, pop it in a tank. In no time, you'll have 5 more children.
Yeah, exactly.
5 more beloved children.
Easy peasy. Don't even worry about
Don't,
it,
don't
Celise.
even worry
Don't
about
worry about
it. Don't worry about
Okay,
it.
I've rolled a random potion for her from my potion table.
Oh,
She's
yeah?
got a very bad potion, but it's going to be
Oh!
Okay.
It's called. What's
Very
it
bad for
called?
her or very bad for us?
Very bad for you, don't worry. I've forgotten the name of it. What's it
Is it called Insta-Death Potion?
called?
Times 2.
Insta-death after 2 rounds.
Okay, there is a referencing problem with this book, which means that the thing is I can't find the name of the thing.
I guess it's like, you know, when people, anyone who's ever worked on a checkout, which I have, and something doesn't scan, and immediately somebody's like, I guess it's free! And you're like,
Okay, so
No.
it's like, she doesn't, so she doesn't have one, basically. Like, I guess she doesn't have a potion!
Yeah.
So I found it. It's not called Gaze of the Otherworld anymore. It's Otherworldly Gaze. So that's an editing
that's
problem
okay.
from the old book.
That's what I am.
So what she's gonna she screams like my babies, and then grabs a potion from her belt and
Just
then
get some
drinks
more.
It. It's this horrible black
Oh.
purple glistening thing,
Don't do
and
that.
she's gonna look at
A goth potion.
a very goth potion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will randomly determine who attacks. So that's going at you. You're getting away with my wine. What she's gonna do
You're
is
not using it.
force you to make a grip check,
Oh.
and if you fail, you lose D3 grip.
You can do it, Maddie.
We've been good friends from Hilda.
How much grip have you got left?
2.
Oh, good luck on the check. Oh, huge!
6 and a 5!
So you get an experience point. You're already too bad for this to have any effect on you. You feel this
Come on,
horrible
baby.
looming presence at the back of your mind as you like realise behind you there's this big weight on the back of your skull, and you're like, no, barrels, and you keep rolling your barrel away as fast as possible. Okay.
Ooh, get out
I'm
of
not
here, don't worry about
listening.
it.
How many of these goblins stand up after getting knocked down? We'll do a brawn check for each of the 5 of them.
They get knocked down, but
One
do
is
they get
still
back up
knocked down.
again?
The second is still knocked down. One gets up. Another one is still knocked down. So only one of the goblins has managed to get up after being knocked down and then set on fire.
Okay.
That goblin is going to go and quickly try to attack Brunhilde.
Alright, do it.
3 dice on this, but it's actually... I've already completely... These goblins are useless, guys. That was a 6, a 1, a 2, and a 1. But the bad news is that because of the advancement that Brunhilde has, that 6 is ignored because it's against the odds.
Yeah.
So no damage. It is now both of you.
Good.
You're just running away with your barrel, right?
I mean, also I can stop and poke with a stick. But
You're
Otherwise,
out the front. You're out the door.
Oh,
now.
okay.
You're on the way. You're sorted.
run,
You're
Hilda!
still. There's one goblin currently attacking you. The rest
Yeah.
are on the ground. There's an extremely angry Plumwine matriarch chasing you.
Run.
Yeah.
Barrel, or are you going to try fight them?
I'm gonna try if I am.
Okay, cool. You got 1 goblin in front of you, and then 4 on the
I can
ground.
still use my breath, right?
You still can use your breath, yeah, but you're going to have to spend more points of vigor on that. Remember.
You got a healing
yeah,
potion, though.
fine. Yeah, I got my maybe a healing point.
Maybe
So another
poison
2
salt.
points of vigor to try breathe fire at them again.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Woo! They're going down to 4.
Half your hit points already.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Cool, it's cool, it's cool.
Don't even need them, mate. Don't even need them.
Okay, again, that is kind of atrocious. That is a 1, 2 2s, and a 3. So you ignore the 1.
Yeah.
The 3 and the 2 will mean that plus in your 1, you've got 6, and you need 7 to hit the goblin.
You got +2.
I got +1 to
Plus
will.
1 to will.
Oh, gosh,
So
you're
if
doing
you
your will.
re-roll one
Oh.
of those 2s and it's anything better than a 3, you will deal damage.
What if I were to re-roll both of them, spend 2 grip points, and then take another affliction?
You can't do the afflictions inside combat.
Yeah, that makes
is the
sense.
issue. You can only take them
So if I
outside.
have 1 grip left, is that
Yes.
fine?
That will be okay, but it means that if you are forced to spend 1
Yeah.
by, for example, someone who has a magic power that deals D3 grip damage to someone, you might be in trouble. But
Oh,
also,
why not? It's a 1 shot, isn't it?
It's
Fine.
a-
We gotta get the wine.
Gotta get that wine.
got to get the wine out. So you're going to
Okay.
spend 1 point of grip. You can take an injury to reset yourself up to 5.
Oh.
Do you want to say that?
You're
Which is
already
like a
on
less
4.
good option in combat.
Okay, well, why don't I, if I
There is
take,
a 1 in 18 chance of you just dying.
Okay, that's
that.
fine.
You can take 1 and then you'll be on 2 grip like me.
But what if I were to take 2?
Sure. Would
Okay,
it?
I got 1 left. I'm gonna re-roll. I can keep my 3. I'm gonna re-roll
What if
these.
these 2?
Come on.
Okay.
Oh.
A 1 and a 2. God, we should really have a camera over here for the dice tray. Because these guys have been
It's
absolutely
been bad.
running it.
I'm gonna go ahead and take that injury if you don't
Okay,
mind,
cool.
Zach.
So if you roll, so you need to roll me a D3 and a D6, please.
All
There is a chance you
right.
just die here, by the way.
Cool, that's all good.
Ah,
That is a 2 on the D3. And a 3 on the D6.
Your wit is now reduced by 1 for the rest of this encounter. You've
you've
breathed
got
so much
minus
fire
minus
that your
one.
mind is not clear.
Okay.
But
Can you go?
have
Can you
reset to 5 grip.
do? Nice. Can you do minus?
You can be at
one?
-1, yeah. You're
Okay,
at -1.
cool. That's fine.
Nice.
Thank
But
you.
Just
you
means
can-
that whenever you need to roll a will
Clean
check,
yourself up.
you will be at -1 on it.
Okay,
Rather
that's
than adding anything.
that's okay. Thank you, Maddie. All right.
5 to 5, baby.
Woo! A
Cool.
minus
Start of this
1.
next round of combat.
Hell.
Her kids are still on the ground and having not been murdered by your fire breathing because you kind of. I think
I
you
was like,
burped and it was mostly gas this time.
Yeah.
It wasn't. And there was
I
no
tried to
fire
burp, but
it
it came out the other end, and I was like,
The Plumwine matriarch is going to run at you and try hit you with her ladle.
Oh no.
not the ladle.
The ladle.
Not the
She's
ladle.
against the odds because you've got your big
I
fighty
am very
thing.
shiny.
She's rolled very well though.
Oh,
So we ignore the
Oh,
6.
that's
Yeah.
The
good.
5 and the 2 plus her 2 brings her to 9, so you take 1 damage.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that.
But she has her own grip. So I'm going to spend
Okay.
1 of her points of grip to
I have
reroll
to
this
reroll
1.
the damage.
And that's brought it up to a 3. So you're taking 3 damage. You're on 1 hit point.
Okay, yeah, that's
Run
right.
away with the wine. I'm just rolling.
You're just rolling. That's your turn.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair.
Let's see. The goblin who's up is up. Do any of the other goblins manage to get up?
That's it.
First one is up. There's 2 goblins up now. The third one's up. The fourth one is also up. So all 5 of the goblins are now
All
hitting
5
you.
of the goblins are yes,
Mate,
but
you're absolutely toast.
But
I'm sorry.
No, but here's the thing, right? So she, so the lady, she attacked me, and then Maddie did her thing. Is it my go now? Is it? Is it my go now?
It's her, the goblins, and then Maddie will run away, and
Okay.
then you will get your go at the end.
Okay.
I mean, if I see the goblins get up, I might
They're
try and
on-
stop and help you, but...
There are now
That's
5
fine.
goblins. They're all up.
Yeah.
They're attacking you with the upper hand, which is cancelled because you have against the odds, and they cancel each other out.
You know what?
They're just going to hit you.
Do it!
They're going to hit you with 3d6.
Bring it.
Do it!
How many health do you have left?
1!
They have dealt 1 damage to you. No, wait a second. You're fine. They've only rolled 8 to hit, and they need 9. So you're all good. Now it's your turn to go. You can either do one last fire breathe. You've only got 1 hit point left, so you actually can't do
I
that.
can't do it.
So you need to try run away now,
Cool.
or try
Can I-
single-handedly with your axe kill all these goblins.
Can I? Oh.
And don't tempt her.
The only thing you could maybe do here, and this is an idea, you've got your barrel. You could try like kick it at them, throw it at them, and then run away.
If I were to drink that, the wound knitting
potion.
potion.
Yeah, drink all the potions. That will heal you D3 points per round.
Oh.
And it will cost you, but it will cost you a point of grip to drink.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
So you're down to 4 grip, and now you heal D3 immediately. Do you want to roll that?
Yeah, sure. Oh,
So you're back up to 3. You're up to 4 now. Do you want to use that on?
I'm so
Do you
fine.
want to use that on breathing fire, or are you going to try just run away?
No, I should say that I need to run away. No, I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna run away.
Think
It's
of
fine.
all the wine we can
Give
drink
me-
when we get away.
You need to make a wit check now. But remember,
Oh, I'm
you're at
-1.
-1 because of the injury you took previously.
All right.
Okay, come on.
You have failed. Celeste is going to hit you on the way out.
Okay.
She is got the disadvantage because of your ability.
Okay.
She has. I get rid of the 6. There's a 5, a 3, and a 1. She's +2. You take 1 damage.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay.
But you've managed to make it a distance away. Let's see. Here's a question: Are you wheeling your barrel or are you leaving the barrel?
I'm strong. I'll wheel the barrel.
You'll wheel the barrel. Okay.
Because I'm
Wheel the
real
barrel.
mad at them. I'm just like, well, I'm taking this. If I
gosh,
don't get
this
to
is
kill
so
you, I'm
stressful.
taking this.
We're now at the point
Nearly
where
dead.
like we are nearly 3 hours into the live stream. And I have definitely nearly murdered at least 1 player character. And I'm
Yeah.
not gonna let you. I'm not gonna leave until we've murdered someone.
Yeah, sure.
So
I mean, honestly, I would have kept going, but I thought, you know what, maybe I should.
So you're just running
Pipe
away,
down.
right? You're in the wind.
I
You're gonna go
mean-
back to help your friend.
Don't do
it. I'll like kind of like push my barrel so it keeps rolling, and I'll like run back a little
Okay,
bit.
gotcha.
Wall, don't do it. There's nothing for you here.
So you've got rid of your barrel. You're now at the door, and you're at the door now. You guys are together at the door. Your barrel has been kicked away. You've still got yours.
I closed the door.
You're gonna
Alright,
try.
turn around,
You're
keep
gonna
running.
try. Well, you're gonna try close the door and then keep running.
Yeah, I mean, if I
Okay,
could close
cool.
the door, I'll
So-
do it.
I kind of.
I'll just stand with my barrel and
I
watch
think
you.
we're in like a sort of loose chase now, and I'm keen to see. I just want to get a wit check from both of you to see if you're able to escape.
And that was
Okay.
for.
And
was
I
that
will
for
give
the
you
combat round?
advantage if you leave your barrel behind.
Alright, well, I'll go back and grab my barrel.
Okay.
Because I want it.
So you're just going to roll it 2d6, and you're rolling it 2d6. You need 9. You're at -1.
Yeah.
Are you leaving your barrel or taking it with you?
I'm taking it with me.
Okay,
We want
gotcha.
treasure! We want
Give me
treasure!
that barrel!
Cool. So,
2, 1!
So
okay,
one.
So
You
I
got one.
think we're going to use the final rule here of best. I think you've probably both been captured at this point.
Oh!
no, wait, what did you roll?
A
Yeah.
7?
You rolled a 7.
That's fine.
It's not a
okay.
9.
I think the thing
fine.
is that if you've been captured, they've probably made sure they're capturing you rather than chasing after
Yeah,
the second
exactly.
person.
Yeah.
So
I'm
when you hit
I've
0
done
hit points in best effort, which I think is surely about to happen to them in any moment, you flip a coin, and on a head you are dead, and on a tail you are knocked unconscious,
Head dead,
and it may be
tail.
possible for your adventuring companions to rescue you in the future.
I'm looking around the side of a tree to see how this plays out.
Brunhilde is dead.
Is dead. Wonderful.
I see you like the life who's right. I turn around and I roll my barrel and I just run towards the cart and I'm like,
fine.
You see
the
Yoren
red
and the other
plums
Crypticus like,
for
what are you guys
me.
doing? And then this goblin's like chasing you out of the big cavern.
Start the wagon! Start the wagon! I'll catch up!
Fantastic. So that was Best Left Buried, everybody.
Thank
A little
you,
bit
Zach.
fast and loosey-goosey with the rules there, but that's what all
Great.
these old school games are about.
Yes.
We love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. Thank you so much, Zach.
Anywhere people can find you to check
Yeah,
out.
so my name's Zach. I go by Journey Muppet on the internet.
Fantastic.
And I run Soul Muppet Publishing, which is the company behind Best Left Buried, Orbital Blues, and tons of other games.
Many
If
good
you're
things.
a fan of Best Left Buried, there is as well as the adventure you're able to get free today, there is also a free zine edition of the rules, which is like a pamphlet version that you are able to, you can see it there, where I'm getting some of the rules references for the guys here. And then you can also get the Crypticus Guide, which is being modelled over here. And then you can also get this big one, which is basically,
so nice.
it's called the Deeper, Best Left Buried Deeper, and it's got our player handbook, monster manual, and Dungeon Master's Guide all in the same book.
Nice.
So when I play, I like to have one of those for players and one of these for me, because it means I've got all the extra rules in.
That's super helpful.
There's a whole bunch of adventures available for the game as well. This one I'm running is called the Plumwine Estate. I added some extra little bits to it, but it's mostly as it is there. This is from a collection of 15 one-page adventures
Oh, hell yeah.
that we have available. So if you were running this and I had the thing, it would literally be a single piece of paper that whole 3 hours was run off.
Sweet.
Fantastic
And there
stuff.
are 5, 6 other adventures that you can get for it. And the exciting thing we've got coming up is a big book called Throne of Avarice, which is a setting book about the Great Banks and the cryptdigging companies, essentially about one part of the world called Calmin, which is basically our Amsterdam, New Yorky, Londony seat of colonialism kind of place, because obviously all these crypt diggers going into the corners of the earth and digging up treasure is kind of something that the banks pay them to do because they want money. And that is going to be available in Kickstarter, on a Kickstarter running later this month. And you'll be able to pick that up alongside core books as well, kind of like a bundly dealy thing that will give you a good chance to find an adventure and then all the rules to get started. And another thing I forgot to mention, it is Best Left Buried's 4th birthday today. Exactly today. So it came out, I was on the train this morning coming down here from Nottingham, where I live, and I got my notification that, you released Best Left Buried 4 years ago. Exactly.
Oh,
So
wow, that's awesome. What a birthday
It
celebration
claimed
we
another
had.
soul on its birthday. Congrats, Best Left Buried.
thank you all so much for watching, and thank you guys for having me. It's been a real
Yeah, thank
pleasure
you
running.
so much for coming down.
It's been
Zach.
amazing. This was such a fun little adventure. So, really appreciate it.
See you again soon. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Right.
So, as Liv will slither
gonna
away,
slither away,
I will say
doing
thank you so
my
much for
fun
joining us, Zach. Thank you so much for watching. We've had a wonderful time playing Best Left Buried. If you want to check anything out from Soul Muppet, just head to the description. We've got a link there, or you can search Soul Muppet and you will find it. But thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this, obviously stick around, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll see more fun RPG videos and all sorts of tabletop content. You can also head over to dicebreaker.com, which is our website where we've got news, articles, all sorts of things. Also on tabletop, got more RPG stuff. You can check it all out. You can also, while you're over there, become a Dicebreaker member, which gives you loads of great stuff. We've got members videos like we had on the YouTube channel, but we have discounts and things like that now. And if you're a member for a full year, you even get a free game. So go over to the website, check it out. But other than that, thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye!
you